you killing? Are you still in 2, or are you in Inquisition now?
Oh, it's a whole long story that I already told Lisa, but I'm redoing Origins now.
Ah, gotcha.
Did you romance the wrong person?
She didn't romance nobody.
Oh.
I romanced one, but it was just a kind of a side thing because I listened to the wrong friend, Glenn.
Ooh, Glenn.
You didn't even listen to a friend. You listened to a fiance.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Bad move.
Glenn was like, you don't need to play, you don't need to worry about Origins. Doesn't really have much sway on the rest of the games.
What?
Yeah, no,
Decisions don't really matter, and you don't have to worry about side quests. So I was like, alright. And so I just sort of sped through and
I'm making incredulous expressions that you don't see, but I'm doing still.
Yes. I don't know anything about Dragon
Sally's
Age,
very
but that
upset
still
right now.
sounds like a lie to me.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Dragon Age either, and I just know that if Glenn said it, you should probably be dubious.
Do the opposite.
And then when I pointed out how very wrong he was after consulting a different friend after I finished, they were asking me all these decisions I made, and I was like, I don't even know who this character is. I didn't find them. And they're like, what? What do you mean? I asked Glenn, I was like, did you know that this happens and that it matters and that it definitely is linked to the other games and it's a huge deal? And he was like, it was 2009 when this game came out. I was probably drunk.
Wow. That's fair. Helpful.
Fair.
I mean, that's not wrong, but that
I
explains
was almost done with 2 and realized the error of my ways even in 2. And I was like, you know what? Turn over.
Yeah, because there's literally things where, like, if you don't do them, people die. It's a real thing.
I love how I asked if we were done talking crap about real people, but it was just Glenn, so it's okay.
I mean, I thought we were just talking shit about Dragon Age, but then Glenn came in.
Well, it's Glenn's fault, apparently, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Say hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
We were here, we were in Madame Salvadora's chambers because
we
dropped
Well, you
off
got back home.
her then friend, and
Yes.
we rescued Luna Maria, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I healed her, and now I can't do a lot for a minute.
And then, Ricardo potato sacked you.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And is like, my wife,
You have a shell company
my
now.
future wife.
I just
You have a
imagine.
shell company now.
Fucking Ricardo Borat.
Yeah, I'm moving into hostile takeovers.
Yep.
Apparently in the middle of the night. And
I mean,
now I have a foundry.
literally, because you killed some employees.
Probably
that was
key employees.
Yeah, burn their bodies.
That was
and then
pretty much
fucked
as
off.
Yeah.
hostile as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have Yvonne found the whole map of the company, so you know what? Roll me a. I'll let you use sailing for that because that's what you use for like company stuff. It's your experience as
a guild, as a relative to the guild.
Yeah, you're because
This is wits plus sailing, right?
yes,
All right.
because you're running Mendez Vandalay, and you do imports and exports.
But is it latex, though?
Latex.
I just imagine. I just rewatched all of Demon Slayer because they released the new season. The first 6 episodes of it are out, so I was like, I'm just gonna watch the whole thing. But whenever Nezuko has to get in her box and she goes into small mode, that's what I imagine Genya looks like right now, with just a little
Yeah, she just...
And Jenya's depleted.
Well,
She's in
I mean, she looks like
small
that,
mode.
but she's got a huge black eye and a broken jaw and shredded. Her back's all shredded. It's fine.
Ooh. She's like, oh, she looks like a beat up teenager.
Wow, it turns out I'm really good at this. Hold on, let's see here.
I mean,
Any?
it's kind of time.
Oh, are we all rolling a die to get more more hero points?
Oh yeah.
From Tony?
Because Tony plays Civilization.
Do we do that when we're not on the ships?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just Tony's thing.
Because we.
Yes,
I got a 3.
Because we have the ship.
I got
the
a
ships,
Lies. I
the
got
ships
It's
exist.
an 8, not a 3.
Therefore,
I got a 9.
I got a 1. Amanda, did you roll a d10?
What did you get, son?
Sorry, 8.
Okay.
It actually looks like a 3, but it's an 8.
Amanda.
She's
Sorry.
got a pause.
7.
Okay, Megan gets it.
You got a hero point.
Yay! Add it to my stash.
yeah,
Right.
your stash of hero
I
point.
have so many.
The next time you summon the bull,
I want to know who you're dating, though. I'm curious.
Now, do I want to re-roll this
for
3?
Dragon Age.
Yes, for Dragon Age. Sorry.
No, there's a
Well,
2.
it's like I feel like we all know who she's
Context.
dating.
Right. There's a list.
We all have our scruples.
No,
but-
it's still 2. All right.
There's a list.
There's a lot of numbers here. Okay, let's see here. This game is hard.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
This game is numbers.
Yep.
Are we human?
I mean, we're
Are
saying
we
that, right?
numbers?
Role playing is how I got tricked with doing fucking math since I left high school.
It's like math, and it's fun. What happened?
Fuck you for making me care about numbers.
Math rocks.
I guess that 18 is going to be close enough for a 15. Love that. That's my favorite.
Yeah, this game is great for like. Normally, like you play White Wolf and you're like, yeah, all high numbers.
And a
like now
floating
this one is
4.
like, not the right high numbers though.
All right, okay.
No, you just get lots of 9s and you're sad.
It's fine. I had like 4 10s, so like we're just first world problems right here. So
Yeah, we're not concerned
yeah,
anymore.
Best
2,
problems.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Yeah,
12
there it is.
raises.
There you go.
You know, he said it. He
Yep.
was sad about the numbers that came up on the
seeing
dice.
the meme with the board, except it's less modern.
Well, basically, looking at those documents and mapping out the employees, sort of shoving to one side, like the ones that are legitimate employees and are not, gross folks. You now know exactly who you need to oust in order to take full control of the company. You're pretty sure if you go to the guild, you can make this happen.
Just immediately flex move right from the start.
Yeah.
There's like many
I got
thoughts are had.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah.
No, I'm basically gonna give the list to Captain Jose, and tell him to go down there with Jose Palabra, and just go down to the guild hall, and hash it out with my aunt, and that way they can divide and conquer, so it's not all just one blatant house cleaning.
Yep. Well, basically, from studying it and from getting 12 fucking raises, because they went in bed with the guild, you know enough about the guild's rules in and around acquisition contracts, where you're like, yeah, basically I can ask the guild to give me a position, like right here in this org chart, and now I'm this person's boss.
Yeah,
And
just
the shit is mine now.
Eliminated.
Yep.
just shut them off. No, it's good. Yeah.
So yeah, you if you go to the guild and you make that in the morrow, if you make those recommendations, you can basically, in a sense, make yourself director of this company. So you'll basically like have a steel mill, more or less.
Well, I already, for the acquisition, for the purchasing, that's already going through, and then I ask Salvadora to borrow one of her servants to draft up the paperwork so that I can have Palabra just slap a seal on it.
Yep.
And it'll be ridiculous.
Yep. So you're gonna do a hostile acquisition in 2 parts. And
So good. It's going to be a very sudden restructuring.
yes.
I mean, meanwhile, the rest of us are sitting here like, why does Rethel look like that? What's this face he's got?
The last time he had that face, he was on the bow of the ship, screaming into the sea. Like,
Yep.
why is
Like, we're
why
just
is
sitting
this,
here sipping tea. What the fuck?
Why is this the same energy?
It's the same.
Just vibrating slightly.
It's the same thing. It's
Just a different battlefield.
Would that-
Retold is the Norse Miyamoto Musashi. It's like I'm gonna apply the rules of raiding to the business world.
But
Would this count as like using my knowledge as a satyr? No, that's never mind. I'm not putting myself in danger because, like, you know, I have the 3 ways.
immediately.
Yeah, I have the 3 ways to generate hero points, and none of them exactly work. But I'm still doing my ancestors proud, so my aunt is probably going to be like, "Damn, that's good."
Yeah. No, this is basically you get a huge revenue stream, and at the same time,
Will my wealth go up?
yes, 100%, it will.
I'm so fucking rich.
You're rich.
It's like, okay, definitely the vibe changed, but I'm not sure how I feel about this part.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to leave suddenly.
I believe in the Thean. If I believe I've heard another Thean devout say, "I've got more money than God." So, what's the phrase?
I was under the impression that God had no money. So everyone has more money than the God.
You're supposed to give your money to God.
That's probably why you do that, because he doesn't have any.
He even
Just looks
tried
at
to
Ricardo
explain.
Yeah.
What?
Emil is that your friend? And he sort of looks at Oscars that you keep lending money to, so like they should have more, but then they have less somehow.
The idea is that you're supposed to have less money and you're supposed to give it to God instead. I've never really understood it, but that's how it works.
No, you're supposed to use your money to buy things for people who are less fortunate so they may eat and be warm in the winter.
No. You give your money to God and then God helps the people who are less fortunate.
No,
You
people
don't
need to
help
help
them.
Wait, how long did it take for us to have a religious debate in this game? How long have we been playing?
Debate this long. Discussion first day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What was that, Yvonne?
I have heard you come take it with you, so maybe he's trying.
He couldn't take it with him. He's trying to accrue it now that he's there.
Yeah, that's right. I fucking died for y'all shits, and I left my wallet with me, so now you owe me.
He's constantly in need of a 20.
That's right.
Does it count if we didn't ask for your help?
That's right.
No, but you did. Before you were born.
Why do I never think of these things until later?
He's that friend that perpetually needs you to cover for him when you order pizza.
I was like, this would be a
Oh,
fun
like
outfit
that guy
to put
in
together.
that pickup group I was in, where he just
That
played
guy.
D&D with us to have
I'm like,
pizza
the
and
concert's
free
next
rides.
month, so
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah.
I
There's
wasn't the one that
easier
kept him
ways.
in the group. People just kept... I was just like, okay.
There's
That's choices
easier
you're
ways to
making.
get pizza. But
He died like 8 times in the campaign.
Yeah, but that's one of the few ways to get pizza and also roleplay. Otherwise, you might have to do some form of labor.
Yeah, you know.
that's right.
So, okay, so now Rethold's super rich.
Well,
What now?
yes. Rethild will be.
I haven't gotten to the
Yeah.
mythical 5 wealth yet, but
Yeah.
we're working on it.
Well, you're back at the house at this point. So
Once I take over the Vatican Church, I will then absolutely have more money than God.
Rethild rolls into Vatican City and is like,
Just in the robes.
pack
I'm
your
like,
bags. I just bought this shit.
Well,
Is
guess the entire Thea is converted to heathenry now.
Is there
Cool.
a Thean equivalent of Asmodeus, like Satan, like
Yeah, it's Legion.
Legion?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just show up into the Vatican City with like a document that has Legion signed at the bottom. Like, own this. This mine now. How did you? Well, see, it's co-signed by your Pope. So,
what?
Yeah, well, you know, they're all top brass, so they work together.
Rules are rules.
There hasn't been a Hierophant since the War of the Cross, so now's the time to make acquisitions.
Yeah. It's going to be me.
Reto rolls in with his normal dress and just the Pope hat.
Yeah.
Like,
with the horns. The antlers. I hear they did this in E3, where they just put the one hat on the other hat, and it worked for a few centuries, so...
Perfect.
Not what I thought would happen.
Just the headdress and the Pope hat on top of it.
Instead of
more hats.
Instead of the Upper Nile and the Lower Nile, it's the Upper Europe and the Lower Europe.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Nice. Alright. So yeah, you're back at the house for a little bit, because this one needs a little bit of rest. Because...
Yeah, both of them could probably use a nap.
Yeah, she...
It's just real late for me. I'm not used to being out this late.
I mean,
don't you still have lashes and stuff that you're working on?
I took a chunk,
Probably.
but she's still got some.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a chunk and then you took some
I took
of...
a few other chunks.
Yep.
But if we're sleeping, I can lose some chunks.
Yep. We want that. We want that for y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
Time to curl up in the kitchen.
Yeah,
I
of
love
course
that-
there's...
Augustina just holds the shovel up to your cheek, so you can just stuff in.
Yep. No, there's a full complement of food for those of you who still want to get a bite.
Xavier around?
No, Xavier is not in and around. Augustina is by herself.
Is he out working? Do we know what's wrong with him?
Not that you know.
The fabric of reality ripping.
He's just not present. Normally he's there either in and around the carriage house or to welcome you into the house, but he is not here right now.
Probably somewhat inappropriately, I will just ask Augustina and be like, hey, so if something happens to Xavier, you'll know first, right?
She's still messing with stuff in the kitchen, and then she's like, yes, most definitely. Yes.
Okay, well, if I'm, even if I'm not around, he's a warrior, so we want to do something. I want to do something for him.
She sort of turns around and she's holding like a kind of grungy towel and cleaning her hands. She's like, should I be worried?
Well, I think in general, yeah, like, wolves at the door and him as an individual who doesn't just handle horses. So
yes, right.
You've become part of the clan.
She
and vice
sort
versa,
of
so just checking in on the elders.
uncharacteristically, like she sort of sits and she looks at the door where he normally would be, and she's like, yeah, it's a little hard with the war at the door right now, and this being this particular time of year. He's absent more often than not, but that tends to happen every year around that time.
Ooh, okay. Well, if anyone wants to pick that scab, I'm here to watch. So. But if you'd rather not, that I know how to drink in silence.
She looks down, and then from under one of the cupboards, she pulls an unlabeled bottle.
Ooh.
And sort of puts it down with a couple cups. And anybody who's still around, I don't know if you went to bed.
Probably, yeah.
She puts one in front of Jimena, in front of her.
Put to bed.
Yes.
Potato sack.
Yeah. The
Potato sack
brothers
gets deposited.
The brothers are down here. Veronica is hanging around. And yeah, she basically pours a glass to everybody that sticks around. And she says, he and I met at the tail end of the War of the Cross, and before the Montaigne and the Castilians went to war with each other. He was a scout at the time, and he was away a lot of times, and it was hard. But we were married in those early years, and for a while we actually lived in Montaigne, and we had a son.
I'm missing all the juice.
Yeah, same.
Jimena is drinking faster. She's like,
Oh yeah,
my
no.
God.
This is 100% what I expected when I heard this time of year he's not around as much. So
Yeah.
that's why I said what I said, because I was like, this is some backstory.
She
Well,
says
Human is exactly where she needs to be for this.
Oh yeah, chisme is happening. She is. Her eyes have gotten bigger.
Uncharacteristically, not eating.
Right?
Or she's feeding somewhere else.
Yeah. She's she is enraptured. She's like, what the hell?
She says,
But yes, for the listener at home, Rethold has fully posted against the counter in support of their friend. You know.
yeah. Augustina says, we were happy for a time. And then boys will be boys as our son grew up. He wanted to be just like his father.
Give a long glare at Oscar and Emile.
Yep. They sort of look at each other like uncharacteristically quiet at this moment, and both of them are drinking. Says he wanted to be like his father and ended up also joining the military and was quite a talented scout.
Oh no!
But
It's
then
gonna
the
be
war
like, hey,
between
little soldier boy, fucking.
Oh no, I saw this.
Iroh.
I saw this from the jump.
Oh.
So I'm just waiting to see what the details are on this one. 'Cause I've heard it.
Now this is the part where French literature merges with our game.
Oh, 100%.
That's
It's
right.
black and white already. Like,
Yes, absolutely.
With, like,
As soon as it
The,
started,
like real.
Why do you
like,
think Rethold is so still?
like
He knows.
35 millimeter like filter
Yep.
over it,
Yep, yep.
yes,
making the like
yep.
sound.
When the war between Montaigne and Castille broke out, we were torn because Xavier was still bound to serve l'Empereur, so was our son, but we were fighting against my homeland. So this was difficult, but this was the life I chose, so I stayed with it. And then some of the orders that l'Empereur gave became more and more drastic, and our son was sent on an impossible mission, and he died.
All of the lights in the room get
Super bright.
get
And
brighter. Just like
She sort of pauses for a second. There, stone face, right? There is. This woman will not break in front of her house guests, but there is a pause.
Are we really house guests still?
Well,
at
I just
this
told her
point?
she's
Well,
they were
it's
part of the
family,
clan now,
right?
Yeah, so
But
it's
she's
still,
the matriarch.
She's still mom,
and
yeah.
therefore will you know.
We don't know anyone like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Meanwhile, Jenna snores.
Yeah,
And-
Turns snores more.
the light rumble from upstairs of naive, untroubled snoring.
General Chénier had given the order on order of l'Empereur, and you know, because you've been that General Chénier now goes by the name of Sebastian. But
Oh shit!
Mhm.
Oh,
this was not an order he agreed with, and
Exposition.
Chénier broke out with l'Empereur on that day because too many good men died. Xavier was already loyal to the man to a fault and had been his best scout for nigh on 15 years at that point. So when Chénier decided to rise against l'Empereur, cross the border into Castile and help the Castilians, Xavier followed, and I also left with him because there was nothing holding me back in Montaigne anymore.
Rethold also sort of chuckles at the we're just another part of another revolution in the middle. We're just part of another breaking off.
L'Empereur made Chénier into the scapegoat, of course, and he's known as the Montaigne Butcher these days, reviled on this side of the border. Little do they know, the man is hiding under their noses, and at this point might be one of the biggest instruments into the Odyssean Revolution, because he's a man living to make amends for having served the wrong master for too long. But our son died
Every time.
The anniversary was 3 weeks ago, and usually in and around that time, Xavier takes more times to go visit the marker we use as his grave, because we never managed to bring him home.
Jimena is now crying
I'm sobbing.
and eating bread. Just crying on her
Crying
bread.
into your bread, yeah.
Wiping the tears with the bread.
Yeah.
If
Strings of Castilian.
if Augustina's only had one drink, I will pour the next round for everyone quietly, and I sort of motion to put the cork back in and see if Augustina objects, and I cork it and I tuck it back under the counter where I saw it come from, and I just sip on my own and let the house sort of come back to itself.
She sort of takes a breath and she says, "So, to answer your question, yes, I think about it all the time. Because war is at our door, and there's a very real chance another link to the family that we built will be extinguished. But this is the life that he chose. This is the man I have chose to spend my life with, and I will not deny him the cause that he feels passionate about, because that would be betraying both him and our son's memory. So I will be here, I will be holding the fort, and if the troops find their way into the city, I will be a soldier too."
Did she mention the son's name?
The son's name is Auguste. Auguste François.
Augie Frankie.
Yeah. But yes, it's especially now as he's about to go to war. I think he's trying to make peace and ensure that he continues to walk the right path. He would not be able to stomach it if he found himself on the wrong end of a conflict again.
Will. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Sort of. Yeah. After a long
there's
pause.
like a.
Yeah.
You hear the brothers like a.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, something's in my eye.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it would be directed over at the table of like Veronica and the boys, because she's Jimena's made known how she feels about it. And, I don't need to tell Augustina anything else, but like I think to the table I'm like, I didn't expect to become a freedom fighter about a month ago.
Well,
but there are definitely the reasons to make a stand. So here we are.
well, and now's the time. And with that, she downs the rest of her glass and sort of slaps her hand on her thighs and gets back up and is like, "I've sat long enough, but thank you for listening."
No, yeah, I follow suit with the drink and give a nice, because I'm sure I'm sure it's nice and
I'm just
strong.
imagining now that she's going back to the kitchen to make butt bread.
Yeah, no, she's
100%. Yeah.
She's like, well, there's still work to do.
And I just I know it won't change a thing, but I do say never need to stand on my account. So.
Oh, I know.
I know.
But she sort of pauses as she grabs the rag again and sort of wipes it on her hands and says, "It's nice to be standing up for a good reason, though." And she sort of looks at everybody who's assembled. Before you stepped in, it had been a while since the house had been that full. I know Xavier feels it too, so thank you.
Oh, yeah.
He can't say.
We keep picking up strays, so yeah, it's going to be a minute. And, the strays is definitely pointed at like Veronica, the boys.
Yep.
Right.
She sort of looks at them and she's like, "Yeah, and some of them eat like for a share of two." They sort of look at each other.
I know you're not talking about Jimena because it is way more than two.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, it's incredible. Your obliviousness is legendary.
She
He just
got a
kind of
whole family.
squints at you.
Like, I'm jealous, frankly. I would love to have that sort of fortitude.
"Oh, leave the poor girl alone." And then she drops
another-
like a basket of bread down on the
that was in
hearth
character,
by
just
Jimena.
cackle.
She picks it up and angrily takes a giant chunk out of
Never
it.
change. Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, look, there's fowl in here.
Food.
Right?
All the food.
Was it when they called it like I think it was in fantasy fiction. It's like he flashed him the double unicorn. I was like, yeah, there we go.
Dude, fucking, does Jaren show you questionable content at all?
I've been reading questionable content
Oh, well,
since
then
like
shit.
2003.
Then shit. Then
Nice.
the latest post where it's like, show
I haven't
me.
seen the latest one.
Okay. No spoilers.
You can just tell me. I'll see it eventually.
No, basically, one of the characters goes, "Hold up 2 fingers if you're okay," and it's like, and you're like, I was not expecting that gag at that moment, so I audibly cackled. I was like, "Nice, attaboy, Jeff, you got me."
Hey, you didn't specify.
So yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah,
Now that I've made everyone sad.
You showed
That's
it.
your favorite trick, though.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't even the one
Mental
who killed
is
someone's
solved.
son. I wasn't even the one who killed someone's son this time.
It's all
so
about
that's
setting a room, setting a mood for the room.
great. Although I kind of literally said pick that scab, and then okay.
Yep.
You asked.
We're
So
going
good.
down this roller coaster
So
now.
Scams be picking.
Doink.
Gracias.
Denerde. Denerde. Denerde.
Oh shit! I can't even.
Xanadu.
Oh my goodness.
I love Xanadu.
I know. I knew you'd get it right away.
Xanadu.
Sultan.
It's a powerful, mysterious device. Its power is only surpassed by its mystery. I have seen Dude, Where's My Car too many times.
Yeah. Something. Oh, yeah, no. I driving around today. We passed by a street that had a fun name, and so I just kept doing that same fucking thing with that street name. And JC was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Define okay.
Cool. So we do that, and
Yes.
that's fun. And
Yes.
and
then things return to a sense of normalcy after that. With
Whatever that means.
awkwardly the brothers crack a couple jokes, and then the tension eases. Augustina gets back to work, and the moment passes. After a while, most of you will go to bed.
Already there.
Back up in the morning. How beat up are you still feeling, Eugenia?
I have 4 dramatic wounds left. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're mostly okay.
Marlene is probably up first, right?
Well, almost certainly.
I also have that thing that he has. That
Oh yeah.
that it's good for me to have
At least a couple.
Yeah.
Jimena is on the floor, on the ground, by the hearth, like snoring and like cuddling a loaf of bread.
I gave myself C.
Like a stuffy. She's lying on her back too, so
You've
she's
been
just
out there long enough. Oh, it's probably for a terrain thing.
Yeah.
Marlena,
2 dramatic rooms now.
would you find yourself out on the back porch?
I mean, first thing I do after saying hello to my hat, I mean, you know, hat.
Just in
Good morning,
case.
hat. I'm not ignoring you.
You never know.
I'm gonna just go down to the kitchen and
Masterpiece,
make myself a, I don't know, light breakfast or something.
Okay.
Well, you don't need to make shit in this house.
I'm
It's just,
sorry, as in
Fix a
make
plate.
make a plate.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're caught cooking on your own,
Ooh,
you
get
will
the-
be body slammed into a cupboard.
I'm pretty sure I know better by now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, where's your boy? Is your husband around?
Yep.
Or are we leaving
Leandro is here and
he's
is at
fine.
breakfast.
Uh-huh.
Let's spend
How
most
did
of
I even forget
yesterday.
about describing that? Oh my god. I mean, I just didn't want to describe that part. You don't need to know.
You don't know what we do in the
He
morning.
was
Well, I meant when you come down for
Oh.
breakfast.
Mm.
What happens upstairs before or after breakfast is I don't
Right.
need to know.
I mean, honestly, I would do my thing, and if he wants to come with me, he comes with me. He's his own man.
yeah, he mostly is
He's got legs.
he's working at managing the business.
Do you have both? Oh,
Yeah.
he's missing
He's
an
missing
eye.
an eye.
Okay, yeah.
Missing an eye.
I don't know. People are missing things in this group. I don't know. I'm just making sure.
That's right. I mentioned missing random parts.
Mine grow back.
Oh no, that was Laundreville who was missing the arm. Yeah.
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 Should put all these parts together. Make an extra party member.
Hell yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
weird. So it's like Leandro's arm and Leandro's eye. Like, what else have we
Yeah.
got?
the other eye.
Oh, wait.
The wooden
It rolls.
eye.
There you go.
Shania wakes up. It's here.
You could put 3 eyes because you could put Leandro's eye and you could put Isaac's eye
What's
and then you
Spanish
could
for,
put the
like,
wooden
parts?
eye.
Oh, that's right, because he's
He's like a 3-eyed
has a sweet
wonder.
eye
Yeah.
patch and his sweet fucking.
What's,
Yeah.
what's Spanish for like parts or limbs or maybe like patchwork?
It's very specific.
I just imagine Shania waking up and being like, Kasha, don't move. It's on you.
I can think of the word for arms and the word for like
She's like,
body
what?
and the word for like
Ricardo
skeleton.
turns around and then you hear like a sound
But I
of something
can't- I
rolling
don't
on
know.
the rolling on the wood.
Spanish for poop.
You let it get away.
I know what that. Well, I know what the Spanish word for shit is
Yeah.
Yeah.
because everybody does.
But yeah, in the morning, Xavier is actually there at the gatehouse.
So
Brushing
now,
the
so when
horses.
those of us who didn't hear the stuff
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
in, and then
Oh, he's
like
back.
he comes in, and then there's like a weird vibe again.
First
Like,
translation.
what happened this time?
La labor de retazos. Second translation. De patchwork.
Password.
The patchwork.
The patchwork.
Oh,
Like-
that's cool. Mosaico.
Mosaico. Oh, there you go.
So yeah,
Jose
we put
Mosaico.
them all together. We bring him to life like a horrible Frankenstein's monster, and then he's Jose
Golem.
Mosaico.
Just a frankincense monster.
No, I said
You-
Frankenstein.
He said
just gonna-
Frankenstein's monster, but I said like a golem while he was saying it.
So you
You just
could've
gotta
heard
make
I
it
want-
shorter now and just call him Jose.
I want an incense monster.
hodgepodge, which would absolutely be what
Yeah.
this abomination would be.
Yeah.
See?
Mosaico.
And now just condense it and call him Joseco.
And we could make multiple. Then they could be
He'd
Jose
be really
Canseco.
into baseball.
If
We got there.
I thought that in my brain and I didn't say it out loud.
That's why I went. Yeah.
That's why he said it out
consecutive.
loud.
Yeah.
But if Jimena is awake when Xavier comes in the kitchen, she just like
Oh God.
Can I look at you?
Yeah,
He shows up.
Yeah. He's back there in the morning, like
Oh,
brushing the horses. Like he is there like super early. So as
Okay.
breakfast is laid out, he comes in and takes his hat off and
Yeah.
immediately.
I don't say shit.
Yeah, and
I
immediately
give him the little nod.
gets arms thrown around him and there's tears. Be like, oh, pobre. Ah.
I sort of lean in, and I'm like,
Do we have a plan for today?
I probably,
or
but
is it like a day of rest situation?
It's the day of waiting for
we've
people
got
to
stuff
attack
to
us.
do.
Yeah.
There's stuff to do, but I don't think you picked an order or made plans for it.
We don't have a slat board, so.
No.
Well, I just assume you hear the argument upstairs of, no, I have to go work on the house. You can't stand up straight.
Right.
It needs to be finished. You're not going anywhere.
Right. You hear Ricardo's just like, just an extra day. Take an extra day, and then we'll go.
I take one extra day. 2 cousins show up. They have nowhere to sleep. Now what?
He's sort of like.
Thankfully, Ricardo has done this type of battle before, having grown up.
He takes his hat off, and he's like,
Castilian.
Can't you make them places to stay while we're finishing the house? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen you do that.
Oh, he's good.
Just that slow open, shut. Glare.
How dare you defeat me with logic, you insufferable...
Listen, if you don't do this for you, do this for me, because I'm about to meet your family.
Fucking nailed it home.
I'm about to meet your family.
Oh.
And then they will see you beat up to high heavens.
He knows the dark magics. Oh.
And the next thing I know, I will be on my way to get to sleep one night, and I will be taken in a mob beating by my future in-laws for my poor treatment of my future wife.
No, they don't take you. They just kill you in the bed.
Well,
That's better.
I wouldn't want you to have to clean up the mess in the morning.
So
Right.
they just kill you
This
when
is
you
about
sleep.
me thinking about you,
There's
thinking
no
about
point
me,
in moving
thinking
you.
about
Great.
you.
So
to take
the-
you, watch
Like
you in the morning.
Like, wow,
So the
I'm really...
scene of the crime is different, but the crime is still a very real threat to my well-being.
No, then you gotta really lay on the Spanish though, and be like, "Oh, so I'm really glad to hear that you're okay with your family killing me. I'm gonna."
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
It's like I'm okay. I'm seeing where I stand in this relationship. Okay.
That's, you know,
Aw.
the first impressions are very important, and I'll be like, "Hi, I am the husband who has let this happen."
So I see the hug, right? And I see
Yeah. You see
Leandro?
Xavier is
No.
like this. He's
No,
holding
no,
his
I see the hug.
tricon in one hand, and then he's sort of putting
And
his
then,
arm around.
and then I see Marilena and what's your husband's
Leandro.
name? Yeah, I see the two of you sort of like, what happened? And I like sort of like motion at you two to like come out back. I'll explain it. As Veronica starts going up the stairs, we hear this, and then she just turns around and comes back
No.
downstairs.
What I think Veronica does is literally just opens the door, picks up Zhenya's boots, and goes, "She can't leave without these." And just,
Confederate.
she picks up the boots in the pack and
Conspirator.
like, now what? Shut
Yep.
the door.
Veronica walks out with the boots and puts them in the arms of Emil. And
No.
is like, "Hide these." And then she steps aside, and now he has this look on his face like,
Oh,
that
shit.
beat of absolute
"I am
terror.
now fucking complicit of the crime."
It
And
better be good. It better be a good place, and it better not be touching Earth.
he has this face, and like Oscar has a shit-eating grin because
Of course he does.
he's now in a
Oh, this is great.
either I don't help, and Veronica murders me, which means Zhenya doubles murders me, or I do
She makes a
and
jacket out of
Zhenya
me.
still murders me. But I
That's
guess
only one
murder
murder.
is better than two.
That's
So,
only
got
one.
So as
Havana
we
takes it, Havana like sees what's happening, and she gets like she's like, "So here, give me those," and she just takes them out and puts them in
So,
her laboratory
oh okay yeah.
on like a bench.
All right, okay.
You get
Surrounded
from
by
Xavier,
various.
"Welcome back, madame. I've missed you as well."
It's like, "It's okay, you can cry." And she walks away.
So outside, I have Leandro and
Sarah looks around and he looks at Augustina and she's like, and just goes back to work. Right?
Best way.
He
Yeah,
does.
out back with Leandro and Marilena. I'm like, so their son was named August Friday, and he was in the war, and until about this time of the year, he was no longer in the war.
So you just found all that out last night?
Yes, last night while she was still awake, and you guys were upstairs. So.
You guys were dead. That
Context.
explains a lot. Thank you
so
for the context.
No, whoever gets to He-Man and Ricardo next, yeah. We'll make sure.
We gotta make sure the gossip is.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody's equal access to the
yeah.
gossip.
Well, everyone in the family should know
About the hot goss?
about the weird things in the family. Like, okay, yeah, there's cousin Ned who lives in the attic because he's afraid of the floor, and then there's you've got the weird uncle that you're like don't hug him, you shake his hand. That's how you do it. And then there's
from a distance.
Yeah, and then there's the aunt who's actually not related to anyone, but they were the very good friend of one of your other aunts. Yep. And she's got a weird thing on her cheek that you don't make eye contact with.
Yeah, that's right.
And everyone in the family needs to know, even if no one talks about it out loud. So
it will feel like steel wool when she gives you a cheek kiss. Do not address it. Take the wound, even if you bleed. It's fine.
Just
if you bleed, the family will acknowledge you as a stronger warrior.
That's right. You'll be accepted into the covenant.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Xavier's a little taken aback, like at the he even gets like a salute from the brothers, and he's just like, yes, hello.
I mean, I come back to sit and I do not react in any way.
You just don't fucking address it.
I mean,
that's the closest thing to Castilian and Montaigne that it's like we don't talk about feelings. Yeah. Those are the devil.
That's right.
That's the devil.
I'm probably just sitting there being like corny, feeding each other food or whatever. It's like very corny.
Yeah, there you go. Meanwhile, I think the argument upstairs is
well, there's nothing she can do now.
Yeah, getting to a head.
I help.
Trudges downstairs in her slacks, just her pants and her shirt all untied and ruffled, and I will find my boots. But I will rest first. Plop at the table.
Like, I feel like you sit on the bench and the bench like goes whoop, just a little
I sort of
bit.
lean over to him and I'm like, they're in the iron box that is not connected to the earth at all, right?
Well, they are on a shelf that's surrounded by like chemicals that'll make them smell weird. She won't be able to smell them.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
Yeah. A metal shelf connected to the wall.
No,
yeah, no, they're not sitting.
The problem of having friends that know you too well.
Yep.
Drinking something.
Like, I don't
have
know
all
what you're
y'all's
saying, but
numbers.
I love
After you sit very silently from out of frame, like a hand, Ricardo's hand sort of slides with a plate of food, just sliding in front of you, and then the hand sort of
like,
retracts.
1 month ago I didn't have half my face. You didn't tell me I couldn't do anything then.
I know, but it's...
You guys weren't engaged then.
I wish he
different.
had. The half a face thing was kind of unsettling.
It was.
We didn't want to say anything because, we were close then.
Honestly, it was pretty disgusting.
I wasn't sure if you could fix it. And I thought maybe she'll wear a mask. That would be nice
like,
for the rest
if
of
you can't fix it, it'd be super rude to point it out, right?
Exactly.
It's like, look, we don't always want to ask about the intricacy. We're like, is this going to be like a permanent thing? Like, is this temporary? Like, I don't know. You don't want to call attention to it.
And I mean, if you still want the mask, I was already sort of like thinking about it and how to like carve it. It's a nice one out of whalebone.
Just be very careful with it though.
Raffled like
Just fucking Russian Phantom of the Opera.
So just be careful with it, because if it breaks, it's very sharp.
they're very flimsy and brittle. You shouldn't make it out of whalebone.
Seeing my kasha of music.
You could make it out of a bear pelvis.
Oh yeah.
Like a butterfly mask.
Well, just it's a nice shot.
I thought about bear pelvis, and then I thought that was too on the nose. But when it's right, it's right.
And she's just watching the two like.
Hey, let me know.
Jimena doesn't even actually know what she's talking about. She's just throwing out words that she's heard other people say.
Says this really long paragraph in Russian or in Usuran, and like,
oh no,
like Veronica's like, and then spits over her shoulder and eats her food.
I don't know the exact words, but I know a curse when I hear one, and so I'm gonna go check my nether.
No,
region.
you're right.
Hold on.
There were a few.
Eat my food.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna go make sure I have all my toes. Step outside.
Hey man, just crosses herself.
Good luck. Let's see if that works.
I'm not doing nothing.
So when you go out back to check on your tree, or did you move the tree?
No, the tree's there.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to eat my food.
No, I know. So I go outside to check my toes,
Yeah.
and I'll make sure all my parts, and I still have the right number of holes. We get creative out in the wilderness, so
As one does.
you have to triple check. So when you come out to check on the tree, I'm like, you missed some fun last night.
How could I? It's fun. I done everything for fun.
Sorry, I was using the sarcastic version of that.
I don't know what.
So I gesture to the kitchen and to the horse house. I'm like,
The horse.
same
house.
thank you, the carriage house.
Careful,
Thank you.
careful with that pronunciation, Tony. Like, you good.
Oh, I'm not going to point her anywhere near there. No,
You got the.
she'll just get mad and try and feed them all.
There's many opportunities to
nice,
slip and slide on that
Really
side.
nice. She'll make a ton of friends, like no doubt. She probably knows what it is, what it's for. It's probably the noblest profession. So, anyway, I gesture
It's
towards
the
the.
best little horse house in Texas.
Oh, now you tune in.
All them chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
And because you've just reminded me at how plain I need to speak with you, I go as I motion to each one. Augustina and Xavier had a son named August Frank, and he.
I like the name keeps changing as stories go. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So.
Zhenya's face is not reflected upon my own.
Yeah, no, and I give you
They had a son,
as
his
short.
name was
I give you
Yeah.
as short a version as I gave the married couple, but I try to be a little more blatant about it. So because soldier,
Yeah.
you can take it, and I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, so, and that's why. Oh, did you see?
No.
Yeah, you didn't see that part either. Yeah, and I'm like, so that's why there's a vibe.
There's vibe.
That's why there's a weird, sad energy underneath making fun of you.
Looking around like, what?
Well, if you don't notice, then great.
It's like,
was good.
Pretend I didn't say nothing. Bye.
No?
Okay, good.
Grabs your wrist.
What?
Where are my boots?
What?
Where?
I don't speak Thane. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
Invest in. Where are my boots? Because she speaks your language.
Yeah. And I reply back. Your boots are on the road as far as you can travel, and I like start spouting off like fucking aphorisms.
I will find all of you. One at a time. Let him go. Hate this.
Check
Things
the tree while you're out here.
Things need to be done. Sit here, do nothing.
I also don't appreciate when the people who care about me try to make sure I'm okay. It's very frustrating. And I pull out my knife and a piece of bone, and then if you fling the knife, I pull out my fork.
No, I don't.
And
Just go water the garden.
I need to go check my notes.
Huffing.
I at least have the decency to go out to the front porch instead of sitting on the back to let you butter by yourself.
Kasha thinks I'd let him die.
I found the part of my notes that said Catholic elbow.
No. Oh, Catholic elbow.
Yeah.
Is that like the people's elbow?
No, it's like
It's when you cross yourself too much.
it's like tennis elbow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because things were happening, and Jimena was just like...
Just nonstop. Oh yeah, that was the christening. Well, the misnomer christening.
Yeah.
The paganing?
The paganism.
Paganism.
That's right.
Let's get to the paganing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The heathen.
Why don't I don't know. So we finished with the Armada, and then immediately we're like, whoa, we gotta rescue this lady or this person, and then that's all. I don't know what else we're doing.
Well, because I think at this point we're kind of just waiting for people to attack
We're digging in.
us. Yeah. Because we know it's coming. Because like we're waiting, because we're still, the reinforcements from various places are still on the way.
We've deflected by sea. I don't know if more is going to go by sea, because we should have the Avalon Armada.
Yeah.
Or squadron or whatever they're sending.
Yeah.
As well as our own stuff getting more and more online.
And then the Germans are coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm thinking we might want to head out to the land side of the city and start spending time out there for when the overland force makes contact.
Do we have to make like preparations of some sort?
Not like we did last time, no. So that might be the good next thing. Although there is a bunch of insurgency actions happening in the city that has been kept at bay, but it's not quelled completely.
Oh, that's true, because there's like the leftover of the...
Yeah.
There's still some...
The Foundry thing was a good part of it, that we dealt with, but,
Yeah, there's still some, like, Inquisition...
Yeah, Jose Jr. hasn't been able to handle the whole thing on his own.
Yeah, it's like Vodachi and Inquisition agents are still...
Mm-hmm. And Mzabi and his crew, right? Mzabi's the one we like?
Yes.
Yes.
That we're friends with?
Yeah.
Him and his crew have been putting in some work as well. So we could help with that, and or go outside and help the crows and whoever's else out there set up.
I mean, Jenny's always happy to
There's a
help
rift
the crows.
within the church.
Mm-hmm.
3 Vatican priests were found murdered in the city.
Get fucked.
And the murders are attributed to a group called the Inquisitor Aquila, which is Mzabi's group.
Which are the good bad guys.
Yes.
Yes.
They're the Batmans.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Red Hoods? Sort of, maybe, I don't know. They're the Inquisition?
I mean, do we care who killed those guys?
No.
Well, no, because we know who did, and they're people.
Yeah.
It's Mizabi's.
We
people,
wanted those people dead. So
Yeah, I mean, like, is it really them, though?
I would
I guess
I would hope so. I would imagine so. We can check.
Well, I know that there's things in the city that I need to kill.
Kill them.
Because Matushka told me that there are
enemies in our house.
Yes.
Okay. Then we can. Then yeah, let's roll with that.
Sorry.
So
the crone told me.
Goss was spread, and now we're like, what now?
I think a day of rest. And then we can give her back her boots, and then once she's ready to have her boots, we can be like, where are the bad men, lassie? Go get them, girl. And we'll just run behind.
Wash them.
Oh no! See, I didn't approve of that. So don't leave me out of that.
They're gonna be all nice and shiny and polished and new.
I don't know if that's something she wants. Okay.
But you took out all the good earth. I thought it was a Simisi thing. I mean, a certain thing.
Well, it's like when your mom accidentally,
it's like seasoning a pan.
I was gonna say like when someone washes your cast iron skillet.
That's right.
It was gross.
No. Don't touch my pan.
Yeah, how long it's gonna take to build up those flavors again?
There was a teacher at the high school we went to, and she refused to ever wash her coffee cup and would leave it in the kitchen, and my mom would see it like every day, and then one day she finally like bleached the shit out of it.
Yeah, because the coffee cups will
Yeah.
layer
Yeah.
to I could get.
And she had the whole, like, it washed all the flavor out of it. It's just, you disgusting woman.
Honestly, get better coffee, dude. Just
Well, and wash your shit so you don't turn into like a spore lady.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that just caked layers of. It's just basically it's leftover food.
Yep. Ugh.
Just leave like food dirt into your plate every day and just let it cake there. We'll do like the same thing. Ugh. Alright. Well, it's a day of rest for Xenia.
I mean, me too. I have huge amount of goals right now.
Non-strenuous activity only.
I mean, 2 is a lot for me, okay? I only have 4.
I guess if you decide to leave the house barefoot, like nobody...
No, that's the first thing a soldier knows not to do.
Right.
Even her.
You cut up your feet.
Yeah. Like, by the time, like, an hour before dinner, she's like, alright, I'm sorry.
Oh. It's... I know.
Not used to people telling me what to do.
I know. And it's not for lack of thinking you can handle it, because I definitely know you can handle it.
I had an idea for a project I want to start. But anyway.
Are they made out of leather?
Yeah.
We're about to embark on something.
Embark!
Phrasing.
On something probably rough and long-standing, so you know we may not get the chance to rest comfortably once everything starts.
That little voice in the back of the head. You'll rest when you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say that. Don't tell him that.
I would like to spend the day starting a project. I would like to sew a banner.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because war.
Yeah. Well, where you put on that banner?
I was thinking of like
Big old
like
penis.
like the flag
Just
of
a loaf
or
of
something
bread.
like that. Something that represents the resistance.
Big old.
What was the thing you said?
Equal.
Like the flag of Oseo or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. You can make a banner. Roll me your craft roll.
Craft roll.
Okay, Jimena's gonna like condition the leather.
How are you?
It's not caked full of everybody's blood anymore.
that
Fresh and ready to absorb other blood.
How
so hot.
how are you approaching that crafting project?
And we're
Like,
here and
what
it's
am
a
I
little warm.
thinking about as
Also
I'm doing it, or what am I
Good.
going to use to make it?
She's been doing it wrong. She's just been taking shots.
And you have access to all sorts of textiles, so it's not a problem.
We used to
for
call
you.
that
It's true, but I think
fair
that
cleavage.
I might not
No.
even like
Yeah.
start it now. I think the first day is going to be sourcing the materials. I want to find stuff
fair burn.
that was
or
made
what
here.
was the phrase?
Mm-hmm.
Like it has
Okay.
to be materials that was made from the city.
Okay.
It's going to absorb the essence of the city and what we're fighting for.
Funnily enough, you can find bolts of cloth that match what you're looking for. And you sort of look around at the little stalls where you're buying this from, and the stalls is completely different, and you don't recognize the people, but you realize, like, the stall is exactly the spot where you used to work where you first came to the city.
Ooh, good omen. I'm almost like looking around for the old lady.
Yeah,
here.
like you're kind of expecting her to like
She's
crawl out of a
Of a sewer grate.
right.
Sorry.
I mean, was she ever actually alive?
I don't even know if she was real, to be clear.
Like you're looking at all the stones close to you because you're expecting one of them will roll over and she'll crawl from under. But no such thing. But you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the spot. There's a new shop there. There's a new stall, but yeah, you can buy fabric.
Cool.
Definitely made here in the city.
Nice. I guess I'm not as knowledgeable about, like, I don't know, What would you even use to hoist it up? Would it be wood or metal?
Well, you can ask some of your counterparts about that. The boys might
bro.
have some ideas. Rethold would know.
What you want?
Heraldry.
Yeah. How it depends on how you want to carry it or have it displayed, and yeah.
I mean, it's going to be something on the front lines, I assume.
You should use all of our hair and embroider it.
I think I might have something.
Excellent. Oh, wait, I need to make the roll now.
Yep. And well, let's wait for your roll before.
Okay.
Let's get all of your ingredients in first.
Alright. I mean, like, okay. I
Rethel, what are you thinking of to make that flagpole?
Yeah, I'm gonna head down to the dock.
Ooh.
Yeah. And if there isn't a whale spine to be had, I'm gonna get one.
Yeah, you can obtain that.
We're gonna run a nice solid wooden rod through the vertebrae, and we're gonna get some good treated rope, so it'll be fire resistant.
Okay.
Nice.
And use that to create a winch and pulley, and then I can affix some toggles.
There's already a second project to go alongside the first project.
There's two crafting projects.
100%. Which is why I'm going to go ahead and give you one of my hero points.
Yeah.
To
more dice. More dice
into it. Yeah.
You'll get some extra.
That's 3, right?
Yep, it's 3 if it's gifted.
Yep.
We're gonna put some mojo into that motherfucker.
Yep. You get some elbow grease. Like the boys will help you.
Gonna put some mojo in that motherfucker. It's gonna be banging.
Oh.
With that nice flag. Retold went down to the docks, and my brain is forever tainted with this because every time. Does your mother still hang out at Dockside Bar? Every time. My God, it's like looking into a mirror.
Can I borrow someone's eraser, please? Thank you.
I have a friction pen.
I hear they have a cream for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wait, is that an extra? Sheet is so freaking old.
Yeah, your sheet is
I'm like, I don't even know where the thing.
We have been playing this game for many years at this
I'm gonna
point.
get another die.
Deanna wasn't even born.
That is 12 reasons.
Yeah.
What is your state of mind as you're crafting this flag?
I am full of determination.
All right. Okay. 12, you said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're making a Decian flag banner. Do you add anything to it?
I don't know. Do we have like a symbol that's us? Have we ever made one of those?
I made up one that was basically a crow with a gold. Oh no, maybe I didn't make up a symbol for it, but I referred to us as like the Corvi Ifri in reference to being partially crow, partially under Salvador. But yeah, I don't. Because we technically still all work for Salvadora, even though I have my own. Even though I now have a joint company with Doofus's husband, and
you're kind of in a partnership.
Weird Venn diagram.
Yeah, it's mostly just Ricardo's name on the papers.
And then most of Castile doesn't know that they're dating Marlena because it's all in her head. Jimena, sorry, thank you.
Like, no, she.
I'm already.
Yeah, she's spoken for her.
Yeah,
I know.
Jimena has a complex web of.
And then you aren't the Duke, but you have the Duke, so it's like.
Hodages, as we've established, is the word for Jimena's conquest. They're Hodages.
There we go.
I don't know. I'll add what would be an Ifrit symbol?
Or maybe
Ifri?
there's just be.
Oh, well,
We could always use the elephant.
What's her name
Yeah.
is, what's her name is marrying an Ifri queen or a princess, right?
Yep.
Is that, so...
What?
Yeah,
Would
would an elephant make sense, or does she?
Are we gonna be? Is it a faux pas? Is it
Does the bride have a different piece of iconography?
I can look at her country's.
Yeah, because she's like some sort of like subset of that country.
Yeah.
Well, Ifri is the continent.
Right.
And as we all know, Ifri is not a country.
Yep.
Whoops.
Even though one continent is a country.
Yeah, Australia, but that's a different...
Yeah. That's the exception. Are you okay?
Trying real hard to remember her name.
Okay. I was like, Lisa, this isn't hard. I'm the one being silly right now. I didn't mean to confuse you.
Drew Carey was like, the country of Africa. And everyone was just like, what? During Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sparking
Uh-huh.
memories.
With the corners of our mind.
I want to like stick my thumb in peanut butter pie.
Yeah,
I
she's
feel
from
like
Mandan. Yeah,
that would feel really nice.
Do it.
she's from Mandan.
I want to eat
Right.
pie.
Well, you're going to have to
let
after
me
you
look
stick a
at
thumb in
the-
it.
I'm making more work for you.
It's fine. I asked you the question.
Oh my gosh.
We need lore for it to make sense. For it to be... right? That seems cool.
It's almost
Yeah.
like we play this game to be nerds and
Speaking of Jimenez erotic friend fiction,
I just shoved that under the thing on the fridge, right?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and pass it over. Go ahead. Thanks. I'll refill it.
Okay.
Humanist friend fiction.
if it is afforded today while everybody else is just kind of
Yes.
chilling, she would like to go find Sebastian.
Oh yeah.
Because she has feelings now. Because he was spoken of. I mean, she already had feelings, but they've been stirred up because he was spoken of.
They've been rekindled.
Now associated with an incredibly tragic tale.
Oh, yeah, no, and she is...
Damn.
Right for the picking.
Bum, bum,
I'm not sure what that is.
That's the flag of
Okay.
Mandan.
It looks like a bone with tails.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what the symbol is. I think they're crossed swords, and there's like
the
a.
door, right? Or on the side of the wall. Yeah. Okay.
Didn't you just get water out of it?
But
That's what I was
yes,
making sure. Yeah.
as you know, you have an official liaison role with
Oh yeah, that's a thing
the
that
Odyssey and
happened.
Liberation movement.
Almost forgot about
So you
that.
can get an appointment.
Okay, we're members.
I don't think I need an appointment.
No, but Jimena specifically
You just show up and that's that.
is supposed to be the liaison de grande that got set up before y'all left for Liso.
The august rank of girlfriend of the GM.
But yeah, you can absolutely make that happen today.
Nice.
We'll cue this up right next.
So I mean, symbols.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any like iconography.
Lisa, I saw a
I
jar.
mean, honestly,
there,
I was thinking to go like,
like pinkish red, and I got really excited because I was like, "Ooh, are those like cherries?" And then it was like ginger. I was like, "Oh,
yeah, but, you know, like
It's pickled ginger.
like
that's a
your
different flavor I
typical
enjoy."
dramatic like resistance symbols, like a bird holding a rapier and like
Yeah, there you go.
some other like I don't know what else would be holding a horn.
Are we making it extra? Don't. Well, I mean, it's yours, but Tony would recommend don't overdo it. Not too busy.
So apparently, there is a bar called the Seven Seas Bar and Grill in a place called Mandan, North Dakota.
Wow.
Now we all have to go and play a game.
Which I just discovered because I was trying
Yeah.
to Google the thing that he's looking at.
Yep.
And it was like, no, do you want to go to this bar in someplace you've never heard of in North Dakota? I'm like, no.
I mean,
That's not what I Googled at all.
Yeah, basically, I think as far as symbology, like if you use the color gold on it, it has a pretty strong association.
Okay.
Mostly because it is a pretty rich county in Ifree, and is very much a land of gold. So,
gold crow.
yeah.
Like, don't make it too prominent. Just like kind of, if you know what it means, you'll see it.
Yeah.
type
No,
of thing.
a blue field with a golden crow,
There you go.
and then like the crest of leaves or something. I don't know. My brain is like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's very
Okay, I will
this
incorporate
situation.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said determination is your
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, roll now. Wait, what did I? Oh yeah, I had made a roll or started making a roll, and then I. No, I told you what it was. It was 12. Never mind.
Yep.
What's going on?
You
in
got
my
it.
head?
Okay. You will begin work on that.
Will do.
Rethel, do you do any business dealings today before we have a encounter at the restaurant?
No, I just check in on what things I set in motion the night before. You know, I check in with Palabra because I imagine he did whatever he was going to do, went back to sleep, got up the next morning, and then had to work with my with the guild.
And then you're feeding this list to the captain of the guard as well.
Right. So basically just checking that my ducks are still in a row. But it sounds like they are all well-trained ducks.
It is in motion. You'll be able to check the next day too to... Basically, like, you should have your acquisition set. And it's just a matter of purging the employees you no longer want on the org chart.
And then at some point while I'm walking back home after checking on those, I just whip around really fast and I go, Jose!
Trying to see who shows up first.
There's a pause. But Correo shows up.
And I'm like, you little rascal.
I wasn't sure if it was me, so I showed up anyway.
That's why you're the best one. Don't tell the others. That's our secret.
Right.
I may or may not tell them all you're the best one. That's also our secret.
Showing my cards a little bit. A little insight into my management techniques.
That's right.
Yeah.
What can I do for you, sir?
And I'm like, I'm requesting reports. I want one from each organization. So hit up. I basically tell him to coordinate with Captain Jose to have him filter reports from pretty much everyone we're working with. I want to make sure things are good in Osea or in Liso. I want a report from whoever just came back from San Jose. I want a report from the Crows. I want a report from Captain Jose.
Yeah.
And I want to report on the location of the Germans, as well as a report or just any info, even if it's not a report from any of these, but also from here with the Grand Ducato.
Oh, yep.
Basically, I want as up to date of an intel dossier as I can get.
You want to make sure everybody's shipshape, and if there's issues, you know about them.
Because
Okay.
Up to date intel helps keep people alive. So.
Rithold.
Gotta know if there's any leaks that need plugging.
Yep.
Yeah, because I just inherited a big old bucket with holes. So while that's being shored up, it's made me nervous about the others.
This is my professional side coming in. I'm like, Rithold, this Rethold is starting an EOC, an Emergency Operations Center.
A tiger team.
Yep. It's like we need free flow of information. We need to know. Perfect. Yep. You'll be able to set that in motion. Coreo takes a couple mental notes. Like you see him like raise fingers as you're like bringing things, and he's sort of like looking to the distance. It's like, okay, got it.
If you don't remember any of them, just Captain Jose should know.
I remember them, and then he's off.
You better. Send that kid another fruit basket.
So
Send
many
that
fruit
kid
baskets.
in a fruit basket.
We might as well just give him a fruit
Just
tree at
crawls
this
in.
point.
Yeah.
He's tiny.
Yeah.
No.
Jose in a basket.
Shove a sandwich in him next time I see him. Be like, you need more calories.
Getting him on some weight
He
training.
probably eats a ton.
No, I know, and I just want to keep him going. But
I know I did when I was that age. It was like, holy shit.
Like, where does it all go?
Yeah.
Right.
Running, jumping, climbing trees.
More or less.
Putting on makeup while we're in the trees.
All right. Well, Jimena, if at your leisure, you can pick a time of the day and head to Restaurante Salazar.
She takes Josecito with her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's like,
Good dog.
She's like, oh no, I'm just going to walk the dog.
At this point, Zhenya has pulled Ricardo down to lay down in the flowers, and they just groan around them. He's just like, the plants will suck me in. They will suck me in.
Right. It's like at the same time,
You
like,
made me stay home.
This is really helping with the heat right now.
Yeah. Just
Um,
nap time.
yeah, Xavier is at the gatehouse as you leave, and he doesn't look at you as you leave, and he's as you give your like, I'm going to walk the dog. Like, he's like, yes, madame, I will tell the others.
Oh, okay. Totally not going anywhere else. Just taking this dog for a walk.
Absolutely, madame.
Like,
I'm not shady. You're shady. Your mom is shady.
Run away!
basically like, okay, Josecito, let's go. We're so happy to be on your walk.
Oh no, we're doing.
Oh, you get a couple enthusiastic barks, and he's sort of running around you. Unless you have him on the leash, like he's just, happy to be out.
Yes, a dog on a walk. Yes.
Yeah, it's the best.
I feel like when she left, she sort of like shouted into the house, like, I'm going to take the dog for a walk. It's like, I might be going for a while. Bye. Like, don't come looking for me.
Don't follow me.
I'm not doing anything untoward or suspicious.
I pass you on the way in. I'm like, good luck with whatever machinations you're on.
Like, I don't know what that one means.
You get a from the
Yeah.
dog as you pass by.
And I wink at the dog. I'm like, she knows what it means.
Aren't those nuts?
Both. Well done. Well done.
You couldn't hear me from the flowers. What's that?
Jenny's asleep.
And you're just like, in the plans, like, and those nuts? Ricardo's like, what?
These nuts? That's what I heard.
They're macadamia hazelnuts.
My favorite lines with that Britannic skit is like, I don't know what kind of dream priorities you think you're having right now, but he's just like super sleepy and saying like nonsensical shit. Like, all right, so Rethold, you went out as well because you went out to look for fabric, Marilena. All of you see more written communication out from the Inquisito Aquila, basically addressing the populace at this point. And there's more or less like manifestos out at this point, basically saying
Starting the propaganda war.
However many, 49
the Inquisition
pieces?
has...
What was Martin Luther's thing? I don't remember how many.
Oh,
Isn't
the
it 94 or something?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
it was the
How many?
90.
Oh, look, the internet.
thesis.
Right.
Damn, I remember
have
this
a library
because
in my
I kept thinking
pocket.
because I was thinking about it a lot at a certain institute, at a certain place I worked at.
Institute.
95.
No names.
Yeah, 95 theses.
I was right.
Yeah.
Woo. Go
But yeah, basically,
We remember the
statesmen's saying, under the auspices of preserving the Vatican faith, the Inquisition has overstepped its authority and has taken harmful and evil actions against the people of Odiseo and Castile in general. This will no longer stand.
We're not gonna take
If the Inquisition has taken action against you or your family, we have your back. Reach out to us.
Yeah, call 1-800
Yep,
Inquisitorio.
that's right.
Have you?
Do
Been in
not
an
suffer in
accident?
silence. These atrocities will not be tolerated on our soil any longer.
You may be eligible for compensation.
That's right.
You were
It's a
loved
class
one.
action lawsuit
Was exposed to asbestos.
from old dusty priest garments.
But yeah.
Hey, that's why I've been trying to make them new ones.
Yep.
Mesopreslioma.
You're disturbing my hunt for a poster.
Lisa covered her mouth like a proper Victorian lady that just heard some intolerable scandal.
So untoward.
She's like, Madam! But yeah, it's in my head all I'm thinking about is like, yeah, like with how many times these fucking priests catch fire, they wish they had asbestos in the fucking robes, because
It was a fire retardant.
they might fucking start to do it. It's like, I'll take the fucking poison. I don't want to burn alive.
I guess what you'll do both. Fucking lost those.
You
You
rub
don't
rub
get a
this
choice.
mercury on your skin, you look great.
But yeah, basically you see some of these communications posted all over the city to accompany the rumors that controversial members of the Vatican Church have either vanished or have been recovered in the water at the dock.
Are you okay?
I think so. I swear a moth or bug like just went, hi! And I was like, I don't know where it went.
From here,
And
it
there's
just
all
looked like
caviar
you were
there.
just assaulted by a bad smell. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But yeah, you, Jimena, make your way towards Restaurant de Salazar. Still busy as usual, but you have your token, and you don't even make it to the door before a space is cleared for you next to the line, and you're gestured inside. And you're basically taken to the familiar alcove, both you and the dog.
Oh yeah, no. The dog is here.
Is that Sasha?
Yeah, she's right. She's over there.
Okay.
She's in the
She's just peeking in.
In the
Here
back.
she
is-
comes. Here she
Okay.
comes.
Yep, there she is.
There she goes.
Hi.
Walking around.
Miss America.
Oh yeah.
Is Fallon inside?
I don't know. I thought I heard barking outside, so.
Mm. But yeah, you're basically led to the alcove. You see the usual old man at the little bar. He's starting to work on cups already.
Oh no.
And
Oh hello.
Hi.
hi.
Thwarted again.
Cat.
She basically just like went over there and then flopped immediately.
Oh, the drama.
Like just
Yeah, hard life, poor baby.
she just threw herself onto her fainting
So
couch.
difficult.
Yeah.
Speaking of cats.
She has the range of the entire house. I won't let her go in the front yard. She throws these fits.
That's it. It's perfect. That's even better in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's badass. It only takes a few minutes, and Sebastian himself actually comes in. He has a couple people talking to him, and he's just like, "Yes, later.
Excuse me.
We will continue this later. You have my promise. Take a seat. Go have food. Go to have drinks.
Just
And
go away."
He sort of turns back around and goes in, and they put the little cord, from the alcove after he steps in, and he sees you and immediately takes off the hat, arms wide open, and he's like, "Finally, you've come to visit. Back from Liso. I was expecting you."
This is the one that actually, returned favor.
Right, we've kissed.
Mm-hmm.
And the old man, brings a bottle of wine to the table. There's, baskets of bread. There's some food getting brought in. And, you get pulled into...
Oh, goodness.
Wow, you had some feelings today. Cat version of the welcome scream.
Right. You know what it looked like you did from here, girl? Like you just walked in and you went,
Yeah. Just about.
life is pain.
The drama.
She's my dramatic baby.
See, that's kind of what happens when you don't use words.
Oh.
It's almost like I can't read your mind all the time.
I mean, how many more years is it going to take? It's going to take 40 years? 20 more? I mean, come
I
on.
don't know.
Telekinesis is a hard one.
I'm getting old. My brain is on the fucking decline, ladies. Like,
Suppose mine is too.
Jimena is immediately blushing. And she's like, "Well, we've been very busy."
So I hear. And he gestures at one of the chairs and he sits down and he starts to pour wine into the glasses.
Come to my private booth.
Is there a curtain or just a cord?
Yeah. No, there's the cord and then there's the curtain.
How
Because
private are we talking
There's
here?
serious business in here. The curtain is drawn and then there's like a little burp from the dog. He's also brought food. And then he's happy as can be. Like you hear the
Dog's having the time of his life.
She was just kind of like, "So how are things? How have things been?"
well, busy and uncertain. We're waiting for a response from the crown with everything that's happened in Liso and Cardinal Fatima pretty much spelling out her support for a free Odyssean people. It's only a matter of time before we get a declaration of war and, are being told that we are complete heathens and need to be eradicated. In the middle of that, I somehow have to plan a wedding. So this is outside of my area of expertise.
Well, if you need help with that, I can help you with that.
Would you now? Because this is probably, despite the threat of deaths and the looming threat of war, the wedding is actually my number one source of stress as we speak.
could help you relieve some of it.
I would be delighted.
Wink.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if you offered my services. I can make clothes.
But I see you have come to visit on your own. Did you have something that I could help you with?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Giggity.
so we were talking to our landlady. You know, Augustina.
Mother of the house.
Yeah.
And he goes, yes.
And I heard some things, and you came up, and then
I remembered you existed.
I never forgot.
He, as you mentioned,
the amount of hot you were increased substantially suddenly.
Right? I suddenly felt great sadness, which only made it more.
and as you
I'm
are
sure there's a
saying
word in
these
German
things,
for how I felt about this.
Right.
he sort of looks
Mm-hmm.
at the old man at the bar, and he sort of points at the wine bottle, and then he makes another gesture, and the old dude like brings like an actual bottle of liquor at the table.
But
And
this
then
kind of conversation.
Steps out. It was like, this may be more appropriate.
This is a top shelf conversation.
But yeah, it's just things came up, and it was very, and then you were, and then I thought of you, and I was like, oh, I should go see him, because.
I was hiding Zinya's booze, and then I cleaned them, and then I got, not have to do things, and now she's sleeping in the grass.
There's so many things happening.
Well, I'm glad you came, and I dare hope whatever you heard was not a detriment.
Oh no, it was not your fault. Just not even looking at him. Just kind of like
there's like a weary sigh at that, and he's starting to turn the glass on the table. He's also no longer looking at you at this point.
Oh no.
We're all bashful.
But he says it's
So bashful.
these days are hard to think about at this point. When I crossed the border, the Castilians were more than ready to execute us. Myself, Xavier, our entire platoon, and frankly, they would have been right. But Serafina gave us a chance at making amends. I owe her greatly. I owe the Castilian people greatly, and I intend to make good on that debt.
she takes one of his hands and puts her other hand on his cheek.
Oh yeah.
She's like, you're doing a good job.
He his usual super boisterous facade sort of falters for a moment, right? And he's like,
Oh, he's vulnerable.
I will take your word for it. It's a work in progress. And he sort of to prevent himself from slipping further into whatever, he is Ifri in origin, but he is Montaigne, so he's prone to bouts of malaise, and before it comes in, he downs his glass and then puts it back on the table and says, what you have done in Liso, and of course here in San Felipe, has put up one step forward for that goal. If we manage to secure our independence, then perhaps what we have gone through will not have been in vain. And I appreciate your support in that.
And it's like, well, thank you. It kind of sits back. Because it wasn't the reaction she was hoping for.
Mm.
So now she's kind of like, oh, well, thanks. And then she grabs her drink. It's like, ugh.
Shit.
Like, look away, drink. Down the whole thing.
He sort of lets a couple moments pass. And then he sort of looks at the dog, right, just to
help dog,
dissipate.
make this less awkward.
It's licking its crotch aggressively, just up in there.
He says, "I will be at the front when the fighting comes. There is no other avenue, but I would be delighted if you were there with me."
She's just like, absolutely.
Now he puts his hand on Jimenez's cheek.
The dog starts growling.
Right.
Whatever sconces or whatever are in this alcove
begin to smolder.
Yeah, they are
Yep.
bright.
And then he says, "I cannot promise we will make it back, but then it is a date." And he leans in and kisses you again.
Gross. You're smooching.
Yep. And after a moment, sits back and says, "I am bound to this promise I have made to see Serafina become the leader she was meant to be. Once that is accomplished, if I do make it back alive, who knows?"
I'm gonna kind of just like, well, we do not know what the future holds. We do not know if we will be alive much longer. And then she goes in for one.
There we go.
Let's do it for our country.
The dog growls louder.
Right.
The dog, you've seen worse.
The dog just grabs his plate of food and just like leaves.
Like just goes under the curtain.
Yep. Just like, all right. This is like.
I didn't sign up for this. I was told I was getting a walk and then I was getting
Mom
food.
is doing gross things.
So in my head, I'm seeing next day scene. Sebastian's like naked in bed. Like it's like it fades and then.
I mean, we're doing it in this restaurant, so like.
That's...
They're gonna have to come in here with like sanitizer.
He's gonna clean everything.
I'm sure it wouldn't be the first time the old man had to.
Yep. The old man was like, ah.
He don't ask questions. he just does his job.
Well, here we are. But yeah, basically, as long as you hang around the restaurant, Sebastian does not go back to other business.
There's special business here. It's business.
Yep, that's right. That's why I call them business socks.
After I get home, and it's been a minute, and I sort of stand up and sort of stretch and look out into the street, and I go, "Will, Jimena's not back yet." I just sort of go inside and like, "What was that?" "Jimena's not back yet."
Take that as you will.
She wasn't going anywhere specific, so that's probably why.
Yeah, she went.
Yeah, no, I just took
Taking the dog for a
the
walk.
dog on a long walk.
I feel like I just
Oscar
do a
leans
quick
in, he's
read.
like,
I'm like, huh.
Yeah,
There's
no,
like a
she
very
went to walk the
sexy
dog.
Line going over that way.
She went to walk the dog, and then Veronica snickers. It's like, what?
That's what we call it these days.
Yeah, that's what the kids are calling it these days. When,
It's like Oscar just like snickers at that and looks at Emil. He's like, haha, you're so naive. She went on and then he never finishes the sentence because Veronica's just like, no, don't. Like, that's...
You'll wake my sister.
when Jimena eventually comes back, she is absolutely, literally glowing.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Yep. The dog comes in and is just like running all over the place and barking.
Because the dog didn't get to play.
Well, the dog wants to give the goss, but the dog cannot give the goss.
I was like, you don't know.
And dog, like, he's just like, oh guys, I've seen shit. You wouldn't believe what happened.
They were like animals.
Uh-oh.
I know what the dog is saying.
Oh my god.
There was food involved. It got weird.
Right.
Because she's obsessed with food and he's Montaigne, so it's like...
But Virginia is neither awake.
Right.
But if anyone understands what that dog is saying, it's me. What do you mean? I don't know what that... What is...
And
It was
this is
so
when
much
God,
fun.
and the dog.
It was great.
Between the dog and you.
Yep.
Dear goodness.
Two dogs talking.
The dog. She went to this place, they gave us food, and then they, like, bit each other on the face for
Yeah.
it. And then, like, I growled, but, like, they just made more
The
noises.
fun men and mom, like, they played together for a long time, and then I ate more food.
Oh, okay.
Just gave me more, because I was just sitting there.
Jimena is fond of games.
You know how I keep trying to say hi by sniffing people and you guys keep telling me no? They sniffed each other for a long time.
Right.
in many positions.
So confused.
It's like they couldn't figure out who they were, but like they've met before.
I know they know each other.
Right? I have trouble remembering shit, but they kept forgetting, like, all the time.
And now
It was hard to watch.
is in her laboratory, humming to herself and polishing your shoes. Just getting them nice and conditioned.
So glad.
Just being like, yeah.
You know why they
Feel
probably
the
kept forgetting who each other was if they never sniffed butts.
What?
One more time.
Said, you know, the reason why they probably kept forgetting who each other was is they never sniffed each other's butts.
We don't know what they did.
They might have.
I mean, who knows? Like I said, Montaigne.
Yeah.
Also,
Well.
I mean, if we know it, the one thing we do know about the Montaigne is that they do butt stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
And you grew up with pirates.
I did. Lord
That's right.
knows what I've seen.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jimena
Fun
is
fact,
now...
Jimena's never done it before.
Doesn't mean you don't have ideas about how.
No, I know.
goes,
She
so-
has all sorts of interesting
Yeah.
ideas that have been regaled to her from her years on a ship with
I wanna read that.
mostly male fucking...
I want to
Yep.
read that book. I was like, tried it, 2 out of 10. Tried it, 6 out of 10 with qualifiers.
It really
Qualified.
depends on who I was doing it with.
Right?
The
Yeah.
first time was kind of a
It's
5.
her notebook of like, oh, that's a thing you can do. Okay.
That doesn't look familiar, does it?
No?
Okay.
Should it?
Okay, I thought not. But like,
I mean, it's a crow and,
Okay.
and a
and
and a geometric
flower.
shape.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
I was like,
Jimena...
those bootleggers were fast. All right, no, it's okay.
Jimena is literally knocking boots. After figuratively knocking boots.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's your new good luck charm. You gotta steal him and his boots, or you gotta steal Jenny's boots and hide them, and then you can run off into the night.
Poor Shania, her boots are being used as a euphemism. Should not give permission for that.
yeah, poor Jenya. Knock somebody else's boots.
First I'm too beat up to do anything, and then Everyone else is going out and having fun.
And then your boots are used in a weird metaphor.
Yep.
You don't understand because you're
No.
genuine.
No idea what's
right.
happening.
What is that about the boots? That's weird. Why would you do that?
Why would you put those boots there or do that? I don't know.
They just got polished. You're gonna
Very
scuff your
strange.
boots.
Yeah, now all the vines and plants around Jenny Ricardo have turned into like a gazebo. Like shade.
That's handy.
just oh, the sun moved.
That's real convenient.
Fuck, I wish that
Yep.
fucking existed.
Me too.
Well, I think there's some of us at this table that are not beloved by the sun.
Nope. I need like a shade that just follows me everywhere.
Right.
It's like a shadow.
Like a literal little storm cloud. Just for shade.
Yep. That's what I want. Like a storm cloud on a leash.
Yep.
And when I get mad, it like strikes lightning at people.
Rather cute.
Just for effect.
Yeah. Doesn't really hit anybody. It just, just barks a lot.
They just get a mild tingle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone's hair gets all staticky.
There's one piece of garlic bread left.
Eat it. There's another half a loaf behind you.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Well, yeah, any other business anybody else is taking on today? Sort of a garden day of relaxation. Some people are making banners.
What's Vivian up to?
Some people are playing.
Yeah, what is Vivian doing?
Bean's playing with her cat.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say making like a little cat fort in the back. Like a little string that's hanging.
And then here's the corner where
Do
people
you-
scream and get
you
put in
actually
the
put the
shadow.
cat
No
fort?
one, but no
A
one
bowl
can,
of blood.
but no one realizes it till it's been there for like a whole day, and you're like, "What? Who the
Yep.
fuck? That must have been Javier." Okay.
Yep.
Conveniently located where someone can be easily cornered.
He's a murder cat house.
Right.
Love it.
That's where we put our intruders now.
If you build that little sanctuary, eventually, a little bit after you're done, you get the voice in the back of your head, same gravelly baritone that says, "Thank you for your offering.
Yes.
I will sleep here now,
Great.
between my walks."
Great.
Reynold always ends up with having like fucking weird foreign spirits living under the same roof, and he doesn't want any of them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, Genia summons like Asuran spirits, and now we have like some kind of primordial cat following us around.
If you have to make a pact, that's one thing. But they're all fucking devious and will twist whatever contract you've made into some bullshit agreement where touching the sea means that a different spirit will murder you instantly or
The
whatever.
Domovoy has done nothing but protect our home.
Uh-huh.
For nothing more than tea, whiskey, and bread with honey.
But we don't have one over here, do we?
But at what cost?
Tea, whiskey, bread, and
No,
honey.
like if someone were to want to say rip out a wall.
Then we could do so as long as it was us. He protects our home.
So we should
From
not hire any
others.
construction crews.
Yeah, I'm just like
Yeah,
I feel like there's a
construction crews
way.
are gonna die though.
I'm not clever enough to come up with ways in which I could renege on a deal and still have it be part of the deal.
I mean, it would be rude to tell the Domovoy to go away. He does things for us. We give him a home, he protects us. I don't understand why you're upset.
You summon him in the house in Liso?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah, he's there protecting that house.
It's like my next question would have been if the domovoi was here. Like, what is he gonna do when the cat comes in? Is that danger?
If you recall, the domovoi also looks like a house cat, so you would have had
a cat. Double cat.
You would have had a cat staring at each other through the glass situation.
He's like an old grizzled tomcat.
Yeah, see? And then there's their shit, where it's like...
They sit down and have whiskey together. Like, I don't know what your problem is.
So Russell just doesn't trust
the
cats.
two cats, like, staring at each other.
Spend
like in
way too much time cleaning each other.
Yeah.
No, I love a cat. I trust a cat. Cats on ships, best ever.
Yeah.
But when they're mighty spirits and require some sort of contract and tithe, that's when shit gets weird.
Right, like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And go eat the same goat 3 days in a row.
Yeah, you don't ask the goat's permission. The goat is there to be eaten.
And then it just comes back again?
And it comes back the next day, you eat the same goat forever.
It's a good gig.
What does the goat get out of it?
Huh? The goat doesn't get anything out of it. It's a goat.
Okay.
It's a magic goat that's there for that purpose. I don't know what. See? No contract, no agreement. That's just how it's going to be, and it's awesome.
I thought make contract with domovoi.
Oh, yeah. You'll protect us and this home, and in exchange, I give you honey and things and let you sleep in the hut.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's an that's
you
that's
would not invite
a
a person on the road who was dying into your home in exchange for giving them someplace to sleep in a warm bed. They do not do something nice for you.
I cannibalize my god, and then he makes me feel bad about it.
Yes, that's what just a little less developed.
Next to Jennifer Ricardo was like, yes.
I've made that joke, and last time I made that joke, it was not welcome. It was.
Yeah, it's because
you can't make the joke if you are not.
It's because you're not allowed. That's
also,
our word.
Also, I don't think. Yeah,
he points to him and he's like, that's our word. We can't make fun of it because we suffered through it.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Just fucking weirdest fucking crew. Leandro was just like,
I'm gonna go back to my whale spine. Back outside.
Britta was like, I miss Magnus.
Yeah. Where's that man?
Yeah, where is he?
He's
on the ship.
He's being his best self.
Yeah. He's back with his crew.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. Any other actions you want to take today?
Right. So now that you've come back,
all right, there you go.
We after we've had this argument, I obviously have an answer to you, but I go. So one of your spirits said we need to root something out of here. What was it?
Oh yes, there is a disease amongst our people. We have to find the people who are trying to make insurgents from within Odiseo and take them out before we can stop the people from the outside. Because the disease from within will kill us faster.
Okay. Good night's sleep. We give her her boots back. And we go find the disease.
You have my boots.
We know where they are.
We know where they are.
I don't know where they are specifically.
Slow turn at Veronica.
She knows.
Cave
She
them.
knows. She.
My boots.
No, she did not give us your boots.
You took them from her?
I did not take
She
them
is
from
so small. You take them from her?
her.
No.
That's why I can take things from her, because she's so small. We've been feeding her with you.
She put them somewhere and then told us where it was.
Veronica's like, no, I did not give Jimena your boots. And
No, I give them to him.
and
you
then
seats down from
I
Jenya.
gesticulate like the stop. That's where the sentence stops, and this is how we
Emil
lie.
is like this, and he's fucking sweating bullets. He's just like at the table, and he's looking ahead.
It's the Jordan
Veronica,
Peele.
yeah.
It's the Jordan Peele meme where
Yep.
he's just sweating.
He's
Yeah.
looking
Give
death in
Emil
the
something
face
to
right
drink.
now.
He is He's very hot. He's sweating.
Oscar's like, yeah, it's hot in here.
It's warm,
Isn't it,
boy.
Emil? Like, and Emil is like, yeah, it's hot.
She kind of frowns a little bit like,
Maybe you should go.
are you okay?
Maybe you should go
Oscar's
out
like,
front
maybe
and
my brother has a fever.
Should
And
get
he's
out-
sort of like
should
leaning
go out front
over.
and get some air.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Do you want to come, brother? Oh,
Nobody
your legs
gave me your boots. I found them.
Your legs are like noodles.
And look, I polished.
The house goes quiet.
Yep.
What are those?
It's like I conditioned the leather. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I became Russian.
She takes them back and just looks at them like.
Says you touch your boots too much.
The
Like
leather.
they're whole new boots.
Turns them over like, these are not my boots.
Jace.
Like, pulls open to look inside, pushing it on the sole.
A fucking mouse comes out. It's like, oh yeah, there we go.
That's where you went. Okay.
Do you not like it?
As you tip it to sort of like inspect the sole, the eyeball rolls out of the boot.
That wasn't me. I did not put that there.
Yeah, all is forgiven.
Now you know who took your boots.
They look different. Squeeze, squeeze. But they feel the same.
I promise they are the same.
Puts them on.
They're just clean.
That's 100%.
Oh, that's
Your
nice.
comfortable boots.
Yeah.
They are
And then like
now.
Emil is like, oh yeah, see the boots are back,
They're here.
and it's great. And I mean,
I'm
it turned out
gesticulating to be
turned out
like,
fine in the end.
Just
And
stop.
Yeah,
Just shut up. Just
Oscar is next to him, and he's like,
Well, you're ahead.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
thank
like,
you,
oh, you
Jimena.
just keep
Yeah. Sweet.
digging
the
them.
desire to which he wants to see his brother mutilated is,
Oh well,
I mean,
is glorious.
it's funny because it's not him.
Yeah.
This poor man is sweating. He might have a sickness.
I feel better right now.
Yes, thank you, Jimena.
And Oscar just like puts his
Still
hands
kind of
up
like
and it's like,
moving, and I'm like,
it's a miracle. Let's go back and drink.
yay!
It's like, you're late. Sip.
I had a very good day. I wanted to
How cool
extend
was
the
that,
goodness to others.
Oh, what happened to we were?
How very charitable.
I had a very nice walk with the dog.
Whoa.
No one needs an insight check for this.
Right.
And I just chuckle as I drink. I'm like,
Christian and I had a nap in the garden.
Oh, good.
He thought the plants were going to take him.
not yet.
In Jimena's mind, she's euphemisming that away.
Oscar finishes his drink and then he looks at his brother and he's like, well, it's about that time. Maybe I'll go walk the dog next. Because... and he sort of steps up and puts his hat on and is like, oh.
But he said the sentence, so now the dog is going to be like, oh,
Yup.
are we?
I mean,
Wait, I just had walking
second
for
lunch.
more
You
walk.
know,
Yep.
the dog is,
It's
know,
like,
I'm sure the
he
dog will be
actually
welcome.
does look at the
Go
dog
for
and he's
it.
like, you want to come? You want to come?
I mean, you told him you were going to.
It's going to be loud, but, you know. All right.
Wow!
Well, you know, if you go to if he
It's nothing
visits
that dog hasn't seen at this
Yeah.
point.
The dog's a veteran at this
if he
point.
visits a private contractor, you know, then it might be a little distressing. But like if he goes to a larger company, you know, he probably just spend some time down in the lobby, so to
Oh,
speak.
goodness.
Yeah,
You know,
the
making
girls
friends
would
with
be
the
like,
others.
oh,
Absolutely, yeah.
Getting pets.
And then they know he's cool because he's good with an animal. You know, it's
Yeah.
good.
Just go down to the beach with the dog. Someone
Yeah.
will be like, oh my god, is that your dog? And
Yeah.
be like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, totally, that
It's
is
like,
my
all right,
dog.
come
It's
boy.
100% a dog that knows me and does not think I'm
like,
weird. So
All right, well, you come, boy. We're gonna go on a walk, and then he makes like the most just fucking cheesy, ostentatious like wink, and then heads out.
I think there's something in the Scar's eye.
There's something in his brain, I think.
Has
no,
it traveled that far in?
no,
That's not
farther
good.
south.
Yeah, no, like this. That too. I did say his brain, so
Oh yes, yeah, where he thinks.
It's like, don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
we'll explain it when you grow up.
Ricardo leans in close to Jenny and is like, these Ison are built different.
Oh, I know, I've seen.
I laugh. So I'm like,
Bill, difference.
Maybe not a meal. And like he realizes what he just walked into, like Veronica's sort of giving him like a stink look at this point. It's like maybe not a meal. A meal might be an exception.
Oh wow!
His brother.
Look at the mournful. Look at the melancholy.
You're literally right next to the door, Kat. You could go out.
She's again.
I mean, yeah, she knows how to use the dog door.
Oh my god! I could not see it.
Being
it's right there.
It's right in there. Okay.
Being your
She was just
proper
sitting next
lady,
to it, staring wistfully
like
out.
she just looked forlornly through the gap, like a painting of a proper lady, like seating like this at the window, like just forlornly staring outside.
She knows how to get in and out.
Yeah.
She wants to be up front, but that's her fucking problem. I said no.
She just stared right at you as you said that.
Yeah. Bitch. I know what you're saying about me.
Mom.
I said no.
Cool. So he gets his situation
He
sorted.
the dog is happy because now
all the
every time somebody's going out for a booty call, he gets a walk and food, so it's great.
Yeah. And pets. His favorite.
It's a good system.
Pets from all sorts of pretty ladies.
And old men at restaurants.
Hey man, you never know.
Hey. Cool. So we do that. Everyone rests up because it's been a busy day or they have pre-existing injuries.
Yep.
Alright, let me just take off another one of these traumatic wounds.
I'm gonna take off that one.
And yeah, how do we want to address this malaise over the city?
Malaise.
Does your grandmother have an idea where we should get started, or?
Well, I'm gonna have to take a walk for that one, so.
Well, take your boots off.
Well, I put the boots on.
Okay.
And hand the pack to Kasha and goes, I have to take a walk. I don't know where I'm going.
Well, we can do that in the morning then.
That's what she's going to do in the morning.
All right, so.
And, like, it's very early.
Everyone good for nighttime? Cool.
Yeah. Any other... Yeah. And if you're discussing this over breakfast, Leandro offers to support this in a different way and says, if you give me the information you collected regarding the shell business, these were obviously plans here in the city. I can try to run those through our Sophia's daughter's contacts.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is like a tailor shop and also a spy network. You know.
In case we can find known associates here in the city, we might be able to get names or at
he
least...
has it slid in front of him immediately. And I'm like, absolutely.
If you're comfortable leaving this to me, I'll run it through the network and see what else we can shake loose.
Well, if you need a hand with anything and we're not around, Xavier's pretty handy with paperwork. I think he'd be more than happy to do a little writing.
I will keep that in mind. Yes. Are you good with that, dear?
Of course.
Oh, pulling your
Good.
weight. Sorry.
Then I will head to the office and get to work.
See you later. I suppose we're going to deal with some disease?
Yes, well,
I think they're humans, but we like the flower of metaphor.
Hopefully I can
It's
help
new for Shinya.
figure out how far-reaching this is. But, yes, happy hunting. I will
Same.
see you in the evening.
Kisses.
Gross.
See, I have to just blindly walk somewhere. So,
Okay.
I'll be back.
You don't, I mean, can we follow, or?
I don't know. I mean, you've never seen me talk to her before.
Oh,
I might have.
That's fair.
we don't know what you've seen or where you've seen
Shinya's
it, to
like,
be honest.
or not Shinya, Jimena. I'm turning into you.
No, we all...
It's everybody.
Jimena's like, I don't expect At this point, I respect your theme, but I don't want any part of it. Like,
Dog goes, row.
That's a good idea. You go.
It's not that kind of walk, though.
Yeah,
No, but she'll still get snacks and pets. Like I think the dog is still.
I don't think the dog cares what kind of walk it is.
Yeah.
yeah, the dog hears the word walk, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm
And if they meet Grandma, the dog's absolutely gonna get snacks and pets.
The dog does not color any of these walks with any kind of morality. This is just like, hey, I get to go outside, and
I know
most of these times I get food
I
and
know
get
the
to
code
meet cool
word.
people.
I didn't say anything about morality.
We're gonna have to start doing that. WALK.
Yep.
I wonder if that ever stops working. Like, do a dog ever figure out that
No,
you're
I'm
spelling it?
sure they learn the cadence of the spelling.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Probably.
Anyway, yeah, go for your walk.
Yeah, she takes off her pack, hands it to Ricardo, kisses his cheek. I'm gonna go wander aimlessly somewhere. Maybe she'll find me. Okay.
Sure. Well, I'll be here when you come back.
Oh, good. You have all my things.
Yes. I know. He's holding your pack like
Yeah.
it's
Well, that's the travel pack now. She doesn't take the whole thing anymore.
it's a defensible spot.
Yeah.
Like this is the home base.
Yep. All right. Well, Jenny's gonna go wander out into the nothing. Take the dog.
Like usual.
Yep. Just
You're on a stroll. The dog follows.
yeah. Don't know
Need
where
to
I'm
figure out
going.
what kind of adventures you're going to be going on to next. You do see the written communication. Oh yeah, Virginia doesn't read, so
No.
you see there's
Yeah, I see
posters.
things.
There's posters put up.
You see
Yeah.
symbols that seem familiar.
Look at that.
And yeah, you take a couple of detours. Your walk takes you according to your whims. You pass by a couple quarters. You actually passed just right past the New World expatriates quarters. You smell all sorts of different smells, spices you're not sure you've had
Wow,
before.
it smells like smallpox suddenly.
Yeah.
But also jerk chicken and
Yep,
and
That's right.
tamales.
that's right. There's a strong smell of tobacco. As
At this point, she
passing
just
through.
closes her eyes as she walks.
Yep. You get right past that, and eventually you find just a few winding alleys with like stone steps leading down, and before you know it, you are right around a corner and you see just a door to a familiar shop. You're not exactly sure it's exactly the same corner as you've been before, but here it is. You see all the trinkets hanging outside the window.
Oh, are we both meeting
All
those
sorts
ladies
of
that we were in
weird.
our past?
Yep.
Oh, Zhenya's been meeting that lady many, many times at this point.
That's true.
Um,
Locations.
and yeah, there's just stuff like drying, you know, from strings that look like they might have come from animals at some point, maybe.
Yes,
but
yes.
yeah, you enter and the shop is very crowded, and there's the smell of something delicious bubbling over a cauldron. And
Go straight to it and just start stirring it.
from behind a shelf, you see a squat figure, and the little hooded head sort of pokes up, one eye bigger than the other, right? And you
Two
hear the
teeth.
familiar voice saying, see, I was wondering when you were gonna show up again. Give that a good stir.
Of course.
I'll be right with you. And you hear some shuffling of things that sound much too heavy to be behind that rickety little wooden shelf, but she...
Baba, they took my shoes. They stole my boots. I could not get here quicker.
No, she's gonna curse us.
what you need are good, solid nails to plant under their beds.
Not today.
Fucking rude.
But I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, you tell me when you're ready. I have the best.
The best nails.
Yes.
No, I believe that shit.
The best iron nails. Yes.
I don't know if my fucking virtue could break through that shit.
They were
Fucking elder hag bullshit.
they were the best quenched. They hard to take out, even if you find them, which makes it delightful. I put them under bathtubs. That is the best spot. When people are their most vulnerable.
Oh man.
I have found that they are most vulnerable outside in the outhouse.
Yeah, that too. That too.
That makes things rusty. Anyway, Baba, I'm not here to ask for nails.
Ah, shame.
I-
Shame. she's already like had a box in her hand and she just like puts it back.
Get it already.
With a dejected clunk.
Yep. So what do you need?
And she picks up a bowl. She puts stuff, serving her and serving the two of them. You told me that there were parasites within our city that I needed to find.
Ah, yes.
How? Papa, I don't know how to find them. I don't know what they smell like. I don't know what they look like.
She like takes a spoonful of the broth and you hear like the longest like
Yeah.
and then she says
You let that go. You don't
they
interrupt.
smell
it.
like snakes.
They smell.
You
like
know. They smell like deceit. You're trying to unite people under the same flag, right?
Of course.
That's the goal. There are people who don't want that.
Well, of course. We've come across many of them in life.
Yes. Some of them are already getting, well, I've come across a couple dead priests and it's always a delight.
Yeah, we heard about that. I think there's other priests making this priest dead. We like this one, though.
Yes. I know him.
Whoa. Zombie got the
He
notice.
casts a long shadow over those who are using their god to inflict pain and aggrandize themselves. But he plays a game he's not fully prepared to play, and death is coming for him as well. That's fine. That man will change the world, even in death.
What's his name?
Zabi?
No.
Elohim?
Yeah, Elohim.
Elohim.
Elohim. Elohim will not let him die.
That is not for him to decide.
Uh-oh.
I wish you hadn't told me.
Eating soup, yeah, like.
But that's fine. He still has time to reverse his fate. But we'll see.
Said the F word.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what?
Eventually,
My ears are ringing.
he'll have to see how far he is willing to go in his quest for justice, I guess he calls it.
Are the snakes hiding amongst where what is the fuck her name? Madame Salvador is?
She's managed to avoid most of them. Although the merchant princes, I suppose they're called, have sent many of their agents in.
Where's this? Alright, I think I know.
For now,
Slurp.
look to those who currently hold the reins of power in the city. There is a queen in the making. They don't want her crowned. Start there. They're the ones that have the most to lose with new power coming to the city. They'll do anything to cling to their status.
That's fair.
And then she, again, another long, obnoxious... One of them also holds a feather you know.
Just... The rocks tremble. Okay. I know what those smell like.
You know how your people do it.
An old, withered Italian man.
Yeah.
Yep.
In a tomb is like, I do also.
Yep.
And I as well.
You know how they've done it back in your homeland, yes? When the old power is corrupt, you get rid of it before you instill the new. This queen in the making, she's trying to keep them as friends and trying not to ruffle too many feathers. And then her hand, her withered hand, like, just almost like slaps on hers, and before long she's like this close to your face. And she says, don't let her make that mistake. Take her enemies out before they take her crown.
Yes, Bubba. Okay. Finishes her soup. Sits up. I think I know where to go now. Okay.
You've always known.
You keep saying this.
It's because it's true. But
Duh.
you don't listen.
Kasha says I don't listen.
Quack, quack.
Wrinkles her nose.
It's fine. And then after she says this, she plops the box on the table. Now, do you want the nails?
No, I will take one. And
I
save
have
it.
told you of new enemies.
I will take 12.
You know they work just as well if you shove them in someone's eye.
Yeah, they work faster that way.
Yes. The curse comes in real quick.
Baba, I don't have my satchel.
Where are you gonna put your nails? Not a satchel.
And she opens the box
Like
and
grandma
grabs...
doesn't have something to
She
give.
grabs one of the nails and just slips it into your hand and wraps your hand around it. There you go. You still have hands.
That's.
Carry it with you.
She pulls off a leather cord and ties it around. I need these for other things, not for holding things. Okay. Thank you, Baba.
You know where to find me if you need me.
You say that too. Okay.
Have I been wrong?
No,
Never.
I do apologize.
Good. Then we're in agreement. Maybe you do listen.
I will learn. Alright, I'm gonna go fuck back off home.
Yep.
It gets stranger every time. I love it.
Yeah,
Goes back, I got the nail!
Yeah, you get it.
12
That thing
nails.
is pitch black. Like, this is...
The deepest iron.
Yep,
Yes.
yep. It also weighs a lot more than you would think.
Yeah.
It basically weighs as much as like a small hammer. And it's just like a little 6-inch nail.
Yes. Okay. We have to go find the Grand Avocado.
You know exactly. I mean, the connection to the feather. You know exactly. It's the general that's not a duke.
Yes.
Oh no, I've already forgotten who this is now.
His wife is the one that had to deal with that creature.
Yeah. They were the one that had Veronica.
Yep.
So we have to go find the Nut Duke and kill him slowly with this snail.
Yep.
Oh.
You've come back. Okay,
Yeah. No, she comes back, yeah.
What's his name? Gautier.
Wait, what's his name?
Georges Maurice Gautier.
Oh, Gautier. Okay, yeah. I heard something entirely different, and I was like, oh, this...
Goatee. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard. That's what I heard.
General Gautier. Yeah, that's it.
And then...
Evacuous, man. Sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
That was the best adjective. Admittedly, that it was a fine line to ride, and you rode it like that.
It's easy to fall into that. Sorry.
You expressed it very well.
Sorry,
I'm not going to be expressing anything
without getting tawdry.
Good gods.
But all right.
Mm-hmm. But
We also need to find the grand
do you mean Usha Sarah?
Usha. Yes, we have to find her because people around her are trying to take her crown,
Oh.
and she's trying to be a nice person, but they are not nice people and do not deserve it.
Oh, I see. I know what we do with not nice people.
We put the 6-inch nail in their eye. And it comes out the back of their head, and then we know they're
Genya has a nail in her.
Gesticulating with
I mean,
it.
can I still use my dueling
Like a
style
fencing
with these
foils.
nails?
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, she only gave me the one nail.
I actually prefer a 9-inch nail.
Thanks,
There
Trent.
you go.
Okay, well, I'm almost like missing the murder dress right now. I'm like, what? But
Aww.
Wow, that dress is spent.
Yep.
I
I have to have regular pockets now.
As you're commiserating, since it's been a few hours, eventually Leandro comes in with a new set of papers
Oh.
and
There are more papers.
says, I may have found a few things, and you see that there's a second document from the previous one that now has a map of names on it with some connections drawn. And Ricardo helpfully reads to you, Genia, because a lot of the names that are circled on there as connections actually do appear to be part of minor or more prominent nobility in San Felipe.
Oh, we gotta kill some nobles. Cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, on that chart, encircled, is the name Georges Maurice Gautier, which Genia would never have forgotten that name. And as the name is pronounced, Emile has to step a little bit closer because Veronica
Yeah.
shrinks visibly.
Oh, is that the guy that...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're
I
the
don't
ones
remember.
that. You sure you don't want this back? Oh no, I kept it. You don't get it. It's mine.
You give it to me.
No, you don't get it.
I don't want it.
You can touch it, but
Yeah, you can
I'm gonna
examine
drive
it,
this
but
through
this
that
is.
man's eye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where that's going.
I am going to finish what I started.
Look forward to it.
His gates will not hold me this time,
you'll get to.
and
Like
I will
the
drink
real
wine
creature.
from his skull.
But yeah, Leandro basically lays on your table sort of a roadmap and a plan of attack. Rethold, it now makes all the sense for you to have activated all parts of your
Yep.
buddy network, because this is probably, unless you want to go one name at a time, this is probably something that you'll have to pull in some of your buddies to tackle as a group. And yeah, unfortunately, some of those are Castilian nobles fairly close to Usha that probably have made deals in order to retain some semblance of power here in Odiseo, and probably have accepted promises from the crown on really from Cardinal Verdugo.
But we're not going to kill all of them, are we?
If we have to.
I mean, not that I couldn't. But I wonder.
I say we put them all into a building and let Jimena put it on fire.
Oscar is like, yeah, not with that attitude.
Personal vengeance!
Yep. Just invite them all to a banquet.
We've done that before.
You know, that was actually the first thought I had when you were like, yes, it's all these fancy people. And I was like, oh, we should have a ball.
We should have a murder party. We do this all the time.
You should be your favorite.
It is my favorite too.
Yes, and then while everyone is inside, I will take this one couple outside, and I will slowly skin them while they are still alive, and make them eat their own flesh.
Ricardo.
Jimena's just like,
oh, but first we should make them think it's one of them, and we have to solve who's the killer. Who keeps killing them? It's a mystery.
Evine, the amount of glee you had while you described that makes me feel like you're a proper heathen and not one of these Thean-fearing people that we keep interacting with.
Evine, a voice at the back of your head says, I love you, friends.
Gonna eat well.
just lock them in the house with the cat.
Yeah, we
just walk in with the cat.
We let Shinya have the ones she wants.
Let it off on the table, and then everyone just walks out and closes the doors behind them.
Why are the doors all closing? Why are the
Ricardo.
And then it puts all the lights out.
Ricardo leans closer and he's like, we could be cheeky and try to see if that house they had the last party in is available.
See,
we could always say there's an elephant again.
You see, he's been hanging out with us too long, and I think it's the best thing ever.
Too long or just long enough?
It's like, we could say there's an elephant again that got them to show up last time.
I mean, it's easy to make them think there's an elephant.
That's right. We do have an elephant.
We do have an elephant. An elephant dedicated to making this couple suffer. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You could put the nail between your elephant toes and smack.
They don't really. She's like this a little bit. Like,
she's like, I don't know how.
There's a little more like.
I've seen one ever.
Emil is like, so. So
and to be perfectly honest, I was kind of preoccupied when there was an elephant.
That's fair.
Are we planning another party? Is that what's happening?
Who owns that estate? Because now I'm like, that's real estate, and I've been getting into certain business ventures, and we got to have minor nobility here in the town, in this house. So,
well, the last time
we could turn it into the murder mansion.
We murdered the Baron d'Auvergne in there last time, so he doesn't own it, so it's probably still on the market.
Oh, I remember that.
And as we all have discovered, you are richer than God.
I've already purchased a sizable amount of San Felipe. I don't.
Also, I have a large amount of gold under my laboratory.
She said, slightly turning mad scientist.
But Ruffle still wants to play Monopoly, though. Even though we stopped playing.
Leandro says, fine. Well, having a new investor, having acquired a known business in the area would not necessarily be a bad pretense for a celebratory soiree.
Jimena, imagine all the things you could blow up if you had a good 3 acres to do it on.
To be fair,
there's like World
I
War
don't
II
blow as many
artillery.
things up anymore.
No, but then you'd have the opportunity because it wouldn't hurt anyone.
Also, if I own the land, I can do whatever I want.
You'll be nice to that land.
I'm not going to blow it. Wow. I will designate a specific space that is the blowing up space.
Okay.
I feel like it's more like there's just going to be,
the blowing up space.
The pit full of dead inquisitors or something like that.
We will bury all the bad people there, and then I will blow them up after. How about that?
This picture of like Jimena like in a hunter's outfit with like the red coat and like the gloves. It's like, I'm going to the blowing up fields. I will return for supper.
You will hear many noises.
You will be
just
back
regard them all.
Whatever you hear, do not come in there.
Well, sounds like party it is. And Ricardo leans towards Leandro and he says, like, well, I'm sorry to say, but that is a thing around here.
It is. It's your first time.
Jimena goes out to her lab and like comes back with just like dragging like a heavy chest, and then like kicks it open and it's just full of fucking gold and.
It's almost like you lived a life of
piracy
and duplicity and amassed a large.
It's my pirate treasure.
Yep.
That I've been holding on to this whole time.
As my grandma would say, you're rich if you don't ever spend your money.
I don't.
Sounds like something your grandma would say.
Yes.
And I look over at Emil and Oscar. I'm like, well, help the young lady.
Yep, absolutely. Oh my God. This is how much you got in there.
I don't know.
Make it a thought experiment.
It's like, we could
Yes.
count it, but there's some stuff in there that's not specific.
Oh, that's a challenge.
Like, see? Like this necklace.
Now, if it was just gold coin, I would know how much it is.
Oh, there's coins, there's bars, there's other.
See?
Is that a nugget?
See, if it's bars, it's you know.
And there's all sorts of random shit in there.
Well, pure gold. Well, gold by weight
There's silver.
you can estimate, but yeah, no, she's
Some
made
sort
a
of
real
other
fucking
ore.
problem. It's like how much candy's in this jar.
Yep.
It's Skittles and Reese's and M&M's, peanut and
Even
normal.
for Oscar, like this is a sizable chest to drag. He's like, wow, there's rich and there's
Have you
slip
literally
disc
had
rich.
this the whole time? Like, yes.
Yeah, let's go down to the real estate office and make you landed gentry.
They're very nice there.
At least the one in Odiseo, yeah, or the one in Liso, yeah.
No, the one in Odiseo.
Oh yeah, because that's his, or
Yeah,
the one
that's-
here in San Felipe.
Yeah.
Which is still Odiseo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Odiseo's the like
The proper
state.
name.
Yeah.
So yeah, with now a plan to purchase land and property.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Does the do are you purchasing this in the stead of the lady Kiki Maria Josefina Sabrina de la Vega?
Oh, was that my name?
Yeah.
C.
Huzzah!
I'm not
Perfect.
going to give them my real name.
No, that would be folly. And also,
Yeah, these names too, like that fucking list of names. I remember this
Yeah.
list of guest
Didn't
names.
we all have like
yes, I was Carl Johansson. She was Natasha Barstikov. Or sorry, Borstikov.
Yeah.
Borscht.
Borscht.
Yeah, because we were like, how offensive
Yeah.
can we be?
Evine was Patricia Orale. And you were Margarita Benedita Angelica Propatera.
4 names.
Of
Yes.
course.
Moving up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, there will be purchase of land, planning for a party, elephants. I would put a question mark, but I think that's pretty much a given at this point.
It's easy to be an elephant.
So I think it would be Baronetta de la Vega would be the one inviting
Oh yeah, there you go.
guests of
Fucking De La Vega.
Yep. Oh
We
yeah.
get murdered by Zorro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Inviting guests of particular standing in the city for a soiree.
Fantastic.
And it will be only our people and them.
Leandro sort of like looks at the map and then he starts to roll it and he's like, I will handle the guest list.
And then the other thing that I have to do with my assumed name is take my amassed treasure and just start blowing money around town and making sure that everyone knows that I am the person blowing money around town.
Yep.
Because then everyone's like, who's this new rich person? I feel like I've heard that name before.
Who's that girl?
We got invited to their
With all
party.
the
We have to
money?
go.
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
We
And-
must incite.
Any dumb
Good.
shit I'm buying, I'm telling Jose Correo to do it and say it's you, and it's going to be great.
I can make you a fancy dress.
You absolutely need to
There
make
you
a
go.
fancy dress.
Yes.
It might talk to you, but it's okay.
And you need to you need to not make dresses and say you're making dresses for Baronetta de la Vega.
Right.
And how she is your newest, most ridiculous patron.
Yeah. You can do that.
Build that persona.
I think we need to talk to. We need to talk to what's her name. We need to talk to the actual
Serafina?
Yeah, I think we need to talk to her.
Oh no, we have to go back to Sebastian's work.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
why are you suddenly blushing about that? Are you not hungry? Are you okay? Okay. Yeah, we would need to go to the restaurant.
Yep.
And, really get in there and, root around.
Is it gonna be weird if we sit in the same room?
Just really
disinfected.
just pound it out with them. And,
Jenny gets none of this.
it might get hot and heated, but because I want to make sure that this list, she's okay with all of them.
It probably has very bad circulation inside of this restaurant.
No, we've been in there. You can get a real good. You can breathe heavy, and you get the breath you need to just keep powering through.
Hannah's getting redder and redder, burying her face farther and farther in her bread.
Why do you have to work so hard to drink?
Look, when you're like me, you put in work.
I suppose.
You're slamming them down, just
These
slamming
things-
it, slamming
gotta
it, slamming
quench
it.
They
that-
come naturally.
You gotta
Very
quench
easy
that
for you.
thirst.
Oscar is like, yeah,
Kicking you again.
that's where I get most of my exercise.
Well, absolutely. The first few, you're very gentle about it. You're having a good time, but after a while, you're just like, no, I'm here to get something done.
People are gentle about these things?
Well, sometimes, other times, if you're ready to get right down to it, you roll straight in and just start slamming them.
Oh.
Just pounding them back, just one after the next, knocking them over. Everyone in the room's upset about it, but no, you're there to accomplish something.
Emilio's like, I thought I was following, and now I'm not sure I'm following anymore.
I think Oscar is
Jenny is so fucking confused.
Right. Oscar is like, I'm with you. Like, I sort of got it, and
Even
then...
Jimena is kind of losing the metaphor. So she's like,
it's like it slipped away from me. There's too
talking
much...
about a fist fight? I mean...
there was too much, Vestin in it.
Sometimes.
it's like you can think of it that way.
Sometimes there's some fisticuffs involved. Depends. Yeah, especially if you're being particularly rambunctious about it.
Back in Usura, in the dueling classes, because it's always bare knuckle.
Oh no!
Yeah, go on.
He doesn't have a problem.
No,
We're
100%.
sorry.
No, it's great. It's great.
Ricardo's gripping his glass like this.
Sometimes you get paired up with 3 or 4 people,
Yeah.
and it's when you have the 3 or 4 of you in the same place, it's very hard to know where everyone's feet is going at the same time. But if you concentrate really well on one person, it's very easy to hit the right spot and knock him down.
No, exactly. You need to trust the people you're with to be able to take care of themselves
a pile
little
of bread
bit.
over her head.
This is buried in bread.
And she is like, you can see her shoulders wiggling. She is dying.
Ricardo's
well,
like, yeah, she...
Meanwhile,
I like you all,
imagine,
but I think I'm going to do that in the privacy.
I
of my
imagine
room.
Oscar just keeps nodding at me,
Yeah.
smiling.
Sometimes it's better to have fights in private, so no one sees how bad your skill is.
I mean, every
I
night...
understand.
Oscar's like, every night is
I will not say
different.
my
Like,
skill
you
is bad.
gotta see what you feel like,
Yes, which is why it's good to have practice so that you can perform at a certain level on demand.
But really, you should start with a nice good pair of leather coverings.
Well, if you build up the calluses
At this
after
point,
a while,
Veronica's like this. Just like... It's just like... And Ricardo is like leaning over, is like, you can't... She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She doesn't see it like that. So you
and
gotta...
it's not for her; it's for the rest of the
Right,
group.
you're like, you just gotta not be upset about it. That just, she doesn't...
Oh, God.
She makes a good point.
I mean, it's all true. You can't argue. It's all true, right? Let's just start with that.
But yeah, I would like to head over to the restaurant to talk to Serafina and show her this list. So we can go, hey, is there anyone here you'd be upset if they died?
Absolutely. You can set that meeting.
What?
We can try to.
Because we're about to red wedding this shit.
Yeah, and it's also like...
Well, that's why we start with the sentence I said. And when she goes, no, we go tight because we're gonna...
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get another elephant.
Absolutely.
We need two?
The elephant is you in this case.
Oh, okay.
Another one compared to last time. Because that elephant...
Sorry, we're going to use a different elephant, which is going to be you.
Still me. I was there.
New elephant, who dis?
Yeah.
Shit.
And then it's followed by an elephant noise.
Oh.
There we go. Yep, there it is. I hope you enjoyed that, Internet.
Yes.
No, we don't have a soundboard. I know.
We are the
Insanity. At its finest.
Indeed. On board.
Yeah,
Also-
if you set up a meeting,
Yeah, absolutely.
like usual, you're given priority treatment at a restaurant.
I mean, yeah,
Same booth.
I'm good to head down there
Yeah.
like right now and just hang
Yep.
out until she's got time.
It doesn't take
I'm sure
long.
we can find something to distract ourselves while we're there. You know, something to keep us busy.
There's
Idle hands.
food and drinks getting brought over.
Sniff around in there, see what's cooking.
Takes about like 15-20 minutes, and
Oh,
yeah, Usha and Sebastian roll in. Privacy curtain gets drawn.
The dog gets very excited.
Usha, oh yeah, the dog is very happy. Sebastian goes to pet the dog for a bit.
They really disinfected this place recently. I can smell the lemon.
Yeah, the vinegar is very
The
potent.
lemon and the lye, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Usha orders a couple extra drinks. And
Oh, Sebastian, you're so good with animals. The dog really takes a shine to you.
he's a good boy.
Oh, well.
That's why,
Okay, yeah. Really good at pets.
right? We're friends.
Look at you.
Very good at pets.
You know right where to go, too. Look at that. Just getting up in there. Good job. Look at that leg go.
She and then it
Throat
karate chops your throat.
just throat chops right the whole time.
I wheeze while laughing.
Oh, my goodness.
And I point at the paperwork. I'm like,
I just said, while you're
gotta
doing
kill
that,
people.
I'll just say, we have a list of people here. And we would like to know whether...
how you feel about them in general.
Yes. If they were to, let's say, suddenly disappear, would that be
Would that make
difficult for you?
Yeah.
She's sort of like rubbing her temples, like looking at this list, and she's
And I'm
like,
still laughing because now this is funny too.
"That's a fair amount of names."
And I'm just drinking to try and clear it.
It's. I guess the short answer is I don't need them. I'm just wary about purging a lot of our nobility.
Is there anyone on there you think could deserve a second chance?
I think she is more concerned about power vacuum.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a concern.
There must be some that are less of a threat than others.
She
That's
sort of
correct.
looks over and is a little bit hesitant, and Sebastian steps next to her and says, "Serafina, this is war. You are not going to be able to save everyone. I understand your feeling, but sacrifices will have to be made, and these are people who, frankly, for one reason or another, hold no love for you.
So I talked to Baba the other day.
Oh boy.
She made a very good this morning. The other day, where am I? I talked to
moves fast.
I talked to Baba this morning.
That is a social construct.
What?
Who
said that?
Even the dog.
Suddenly an arrow appears for a moment.
She tells me that these people who you want to be kind to are out for nothing more than to watch you suffer and bleed. So, if I may, it would be easier to watch them die quickly than to watch you suffer and bleed, so that you may take this what is this? This land? This land that we are trying to liberate, and lead it into a proper way that it is meant to. Mumbles a few things in a Surin, and then yes. I think I explained that correctly.
We should all be so lucky if a pompous general falls and their second takes their place.
Yes,
There are movements to stand against you, and it is good to be nice and want to try to see the good in people and hope that maybe they see the errors in their way. But when you let those people out of prison, you are the first person they come to because you put them there. So...
Nice is for peace time.
And if you let too many weeds into the garden, it chokes your carrots, and then you don't get anything to eat for the winter, and that's not good. So...
Tony Enrethel was worried that was going to go a little farther, but you figured out where you were going real quick. It was good. It was like, so yeah, put a little star or check mark to any you think we might be able to bring back over, but otherwise,
Sebastian basically steps in at that point and says, "Look, I will be plain because you deserve it. Serafina, at some point, you will have to accept that you are the ruler that this new free land needs. And you are what the people need. Plus, your wife-to-be will not let anything happen to you once you get your seat. You know this. Make the call. Make the decision." She sort of pauses for a bit and then just makes a very slight nod and then puts an X above 5 or so of the names up there. These may have acted under duress or may be amenable to changing their opinions. The rest...
Give them the kid gloves.
And she sort of pauses. She almost gives a glance to Sebastian, but sort of refrains herself from doing that. The rest you can do with as you please.
Somewhere a cat is happy.
You saw what we did for Carlos, so I know you're confident we're good for it. So,
well, Mazabi is also on the warpath, and I think he's working the clergy part of this
deep
little
frown.
charge.
Looks like she's bought.
Yeah, we like his work. We've heard, so yeah. Jimenez is a big fan.
Well,
Shenya has thoughts she's not sharing, but it's very loud on her face.
at this point, you have earned our trust.
I'll take that wits plus notice. with my 2 notice. Yeah.
to read.
Let's see what that shit. Yeah.
Super frown.
Yeah. If no one else wants to talk about it, I love outing Jen that shit. You're not Basil.
And the math begins.
Yeah. I don't know. No. Yeah, it's just, yeah, okay. 6! 6 is actually good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably more than enough to catch Jenya. Yeah.
Jenya.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah.
I just sort of catch you, like...
Jenya is not necessarily the most, like...
Like, sipping very loudly,
poker
as the zombies
face.
talked about, sort of a thing.
Consternation.
Yep.
I sort of lean over, sort of catch your eye, and then I say, Elohim.
It is not Eloine's choice. The zombie has to make his own decisions. He might die. I don't like this.
Which one might die?
Zombie.
Okay. Like, soon?
I hope not.
There are things that can be done.
He has a fate that is heading in that direction.
Oh, no. I look over at Marlene as soon as... Well, I know how I feel about someone's destiny, which is kind of like fate. So...
Leandro sort of leans over to Marilena and is like, it sounds like our good Inquisitor friends might be in need of new vestments. Wouldn't you agree, dear?
I don't think so.
I've never carved a cross.
It's like, am I gonna lose favor if I do it? Like,
I probably have. It was just like
Yeah.
the stick man,
yeah.
and it's like just turn that sucker on inside a little.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh
All
hey,
right.
oh hey, did you bring the flag?
Did I finish it?
Yes.
Did we finish it?
Okay,
It
well
is
then
finished.
I did. I kind of just unveiled.
Yeah.
Ah, beautiful.
I thought we should have a symbol of our movement to bring to the battlefield. It will inspire.
We should have more made.
Hmm.
We'll
Okay.
hoist them all over the city.
If only there was a shop in town that had the proper setup.
Lucia says, tell us what you need,
I mean,
and we'll provide it to you.
we pretty much have the guy here who does all the inventory.
Andrew is like, I will take care of the specifics. You'll have a list from me in the morning.
We're gonna have Yamina drop off the list.
I can do that.
Sebastiania is like, she is our liaison.
Oh yeah.
And he does drop a cup of wine in front of Jimena.
Sit.
They should work together more. I think they can really get close. We want to make sure our teams are intimate with each other. You know?
It's good to have a close team. Know everything about each other. It's very good.
The ins and outs. Speaking of which,
You
how's
get a
your...
couple of pats on the back as you choke.
Speaking of which, how's the wife to be?
Bright red.
She is eager, boisterous, and will do a lot of great things for our people.
How are they adapting to the fried food? That took me a minute to get used to.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, no, okay. Good luck.
Yes. They, this maybe a added benefit in that the nobility is having a little bit of trouble accepting a non-Vaticine Ifri as a match for their Grande. But if you do knock some of the names off this list, it may help facilitate this transition. Some of the people will need the adjustment, but to be quite fair,
Just gonna casually sharpen my knives here.
our part of Castile has always been more prone to trade and accept folks from outside of Thea, including the Crescent and the Ifri. And this is a tradition I want to make sure to continue. If this marriage can also act as a symbol of that, then all the better for our new free Odiseo.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian is like, she's pretty amazing. Plus, I mean, she's no slouch. I'd put her against the Cardinals' best in a heartbeat.
I mean, that's kind of well, you got the reports on what that was outside of Liso, so you have an idea. And I'm sure we'll see it again here in the next few days.
Yes. Well, we're preparing. We're trying not to cause a mass panic, but we're having a lot of our people increase defenses and fortifications all around the city to prepare for an attack by the waters.
Goodness, I'm so sorry.
She just has opinions.
And then also prepare for assault by land as well, so we don't get caught unprepared.
She's telling me it's 11 o'clock and time for treats.
Yep, it is time for treats.
So cute.
But yeah, you get your list back with blessings from Usha Seraphine. Now that you're at the restaurant, of course you are welcome to stay there as long as you... She Disney princess threw herself onto her bed in protest.
She needs a chaise.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
She literally ran.
Yep.
Like I was petting her back, and then she went, "Ah," and then ran over and. She's like, I hear you talking shit about
She
me.
is 8 shades of ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, you are welcome to stay at the restaurant as long as you want and work out.
Man, at some point, very loudly says that she needs to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Under his breath, Oscar is like, maybe you should take the dog.
Oh my god! I actually kind of go we have been inside for a long time. The dog might need to use...
Yes, the dog could probably go for a walk. It's all the drinking and eating and tension in his room. The dog could probably use some air.
So yes, there is an aside at some point. Sebastian is also excusing himself mysteriously.
So we invite everyone on the list to the party. And then we
Don't kill the 5.
break off the 5 or so into one of the other rooms. Into each separate room.
We can have some kind of thing where it's we have different things prepared tonight. Draw a thing to see which one you get to... experience, but we rig it so that only the people we want get in the murder room.
Lottery.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna buy that house and turn it into some like fucking murder.
It's gonna be like H.H.
Like,
Holmes.
Yeah.
There's just like
fucking like
shoots
trap doors
into the
and
fucking
shit.
acid baths in the basement.
I mean, not far off.
Yeah.
You just
The
pull the
earth just
lever and
swallows
like
them up.
Pull the
Oh
lever.
no. So yeah, they're like windows out into like a courtyard, right? And then like there's other buildings and rooms on the other side of that little courtyard, right? That can like see into the main hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just have them. We lock them into those rooms where they can see into the main hall where the bad things happen. And then we come talk to them afterward. We're like, hey,
It's like,
guess what?
This doesn't have to happen.
You got a
to
blessing. Let's see if you can turn that into 2 tonight.
yeah.
Yeah.
So everything you just witnessed, you were very specifically excluded from, but that doesn't mean that you will be in the future.
That's right.
Think about that. Do better.
Or else.
And also, denounce your shit to the blah, 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 and swear you're filthy to blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you got to say it with heart. And if you don't, we'll know.
It's true, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it says on the contract.
Oh, I'll know.
All right. Well, seems like we have a plan and a next step from this.
Yeah, another
So we
party.
will pause it for tonight. Yep, I guess this is the crew that plans parties.
Plans a murder party.
Even though, yes,
It's
again,
like not even a mystery.
Well,
it's
last
just
time-
a murder
in my head,
party.
this is gonna turn into a fucking Scooby-Doo house. There
Yes,
you go.
we do like to party.
The De La Vega bus is coming.
Hell yeah, it is.
The De La Vega brothers?
Could you imagine though if like you and a bunch of people went to a party, you all got locked in a room, the lights went out, and then
Yeah.
suddenly like.
Oh, yeah. Put that shit in a minor key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Let's go.
So to be
It's
fair,
the
we didn't
Vega
throw the
boys.
last party. We infiltrated the last
Exactly.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
Well,
were
now,
there
now
to-
you're gonna be the hosts.
We were there to last time we were there to only kill very specific people that
And
were
we
only,
ran away from the party.
Yeah.
Well,
Nearly
you
died.
That was
killed the
very
Baldo
Assassin's
there
Creed
and
of
then
us.
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
We had to kill one of our allies because he turned coat.
Yep.
We converted the poor dupe girl into one of the most efficient killing machines that isn't in this party.
Well, you
That's true.
took away one of the poor girls there, and she's now the second in command of the guard captain.
That's because we give back to this
She's the
community.
brain.
Yeah, right?
She's the brains of the outfit.
We saved her
I think we all know she's
From-
actually the smart
from
one.
a terrible fate,
Yep.
and we put her in a position of power.
Yep.
We girl bossed her.
Yep. That's absolutely right. But yeah, now you gotta Scooby-Doo the fuck out of this house, like pull levers and like the fucking stairs like go flat and it leads to a trap door with like
There's
a fucking
at least
furnace.
There's at least 6 like bookcases in this house that.
Dude, I remembered that movie again at work. We were talking about things, and I was like, there's this movie with a thing, and then someone Googled it, and then I mentioned it in the car recently, and JC was like, oh, this movie? And I was like, how do you know that movie off the top of your head? And it was Nothing But Trouble.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't know that one.
It came out in 91,
Yep.
and it had Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, John Candy, Demi Moore.
I think
and-
it's like on HBO right now.
Yeah, probably. And
It's streaming
You-
somewhere.
I don't know how well it
Watch
held
it.
up. I would imagine not well.
I don't.
but-
Yeah, probably.
Watch
not.
it, and then you will be forever grossed out by Dan Aykroyd eating a hot dog. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
about it,
I mean, there are a
because
lot
that
of
is-
things
to
that
be
I've
grossed
seen
out
Dan
about Dan
Aykroyd do.
It's. I'm like, I wish I didn't see this.
Yeah.
All right.
You.
But yeah, like if I will be sorely disappointed if you don't have at least one fucking painting in this house where you have like the fucking eye hole.
Oh, yeah.
Its name's Evine.
That's true.
And there's gotta be a zoom on the fucking painting with the eyes moving.
Yeah.
All right.
It just actually is a painting of Evine, but since no one else knows what Evine looks
It's actually Evine
Yeah.
with a frame.
That's what needed this to happen.
Oh,
Wasn't that painting in the other room? What do you
Just
no?
posing like this. Like, and then the scene ends and
Dramatic
it just
pose.
moves.
Well, the first pose is like this, and then they look away, and then it's...
You have it.
And then it's...
Finger, and then it's...
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Say goodnight, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Here I go.